Hello everyone and welcome to episode 25 of the All Japan Pro Wrestling series here on the channel. It's TEW 2020 with the Champion Carnival, the 1995 Champion Carnival. And what a Champion Carnival this shall be. It's the first time we're going to do two blocks, as Block A will be the quote-unquote All Japan block, and Block B will be the New Japan block, as we will go through as far as the 10 participants for each block right now, as we're going to have for the All Japan block, Kira Taue, Gary Albright, Jun Akiyama, Kinsuke Sasaki. Both Jun Akiyama and Kinsuke Sasaki, that's a huge get for them to be a part of this Champion Carnival. That is absolutely massive. Kenta Kobashi, Norman Smiley, Stan Hansen, Dr. Death Steve Williams, Terry Funk, and our Triple Crown champion Toshiaki Kawada. Man, as far as for having Norman Smiley be a part of this, that is huge for him as far as representing the British Combat Club. And I mean, that is a big opportunity. I think he's definitely earned it. He's been a phenomenal performer as far as being a part of the British Combat Club. They have been on quite the run so far, and yeah, that's going to be a great get for him to be a part of this Champion Carnival. So we have three as far as debuts in the block with Norman, Kinsuke, and Jun Akiyama as far as first time being a part of the Champion Carnival. Which that's just a huge... Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I thought Jun Akiyama was in last year's, but I don't think he was. He might have been, but I know for sure Kinsuke and Norman Smiley weren't. But yeah, I mean, we have, of course, big member missing from this Champion Carnival, Mitsuha Amasawa. You know, as far as this man has definitely deserved a break, he's deserved some rest. As far as being able to perform in a Triple Crown title match with a broken forearm, God bless him. And I was able to put over Toshiaki Kawada before. Yeah, we're going to have him rest up. And we'll probably do like a little angle where as far as being interviewed from home type of thing, as far as resting up and as far as what his plans are, as far as mainly just wanting to rest up that broken forearm. And the man's been champion for so long, and now to finally get some rest, definitely has earned that rest. So that's Block A, and of course the All Japan side of the Champion Carnival. As for the New Japan side, looks like this Big Van Vader. I know it's kind of weird that he's debuted as far as having an actual Triple Crown title matchup and is a one half of the All Asia Tag Team Champion. So it's kind of weird that he's a part of this New Japan block as far as being someone that has a All Japan title and had a Triple Crown title match. But obviously the New Japan ties, it makes sense for him to be able to participate as a New Japan participant. As that should be a lot of fun to see how he does. As far as having Crusher Bam Bigelow in this as well, obviously two ginormous gaijins, and really it's kind of weird because you kind of look at the New Japan side compared to the All Japan side. That's the only two gaijins a part of the New Japan side, and they are massive men compared to really the '95 side of the All Japan series, or of the All Japan series, the All Japan side, having guys like Albright, Stan Hansen, Doc, and Terry Funk, as far as they're still not the, and, having Norman Smiley there as well, so it's kind of split in half as far as 50-50 as far as having, as far as Gaijin talent and Japan native talent, Jesus Christ, but, as far as to continue with the block, Junichiro Tenryu, Roshi Ase, Jushin Thunder Liger, Kaiji Muto, Masahiro Chono, Riki Choshu, Shinya Hashimoto, and then Tatsumi Fujinami. So you have the Three Musketeers in the same block. Tenryu's been fantastic. Liger, who's now the greatest 18 club champion, as far as beating Riki Choshu in their title match, of course, at the Excite series. And then having, as far as Vader and Bam Bam, which Bam Bam, not at that level yet as what I would like him to be, but he's getting there, though, for sure. And I think this is a great opportunity for him. And as far as Shinya Hashimoto, of course, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, looking to make a big splash. And, of course, Muto and Chono, both the IWGP Tag Team, but also the All Japan Tag Team Champions. So, a lot of gold in that block, and that's a very awesome block. As far as we've seen everybody basically debut in the quote-unquote All Japan side of things besides Shinya Hashimoto. We've been kind of waiting for the right time for him to debut, and I think he's going to make a big splash for sure. to be a part of the Champion Carnival block for New Japan. It's going to be huge. It's going to be a huge get for all those guys to be able to take on the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Same thing for the All Japan side, of course, being able to take on the new Triple Crown champion Toshiaki Kawada. So, as far as how this is going to work out, as far as the odd number of shows will be All Japan shows, and then the even number will be New Japan shows. Now, usually we do 20 events for the Champion Carnival because we're going to split to where it's 10 guys in each block. We're going to cut that down to 18 shows. So basically every other show will be either an All Japan or New Japan show. Should be 5 matches for each, as far as 5 block matches. We'll probably have 2 undercard matches as far as like Young Lion matches, and then a quote-unquote steal the show match if we need that. Sometimes we won't even need a steal the show match, so we'll just have 3 undercard matches. But yeah, we have everything pretty much planned out as far as from that perspective. We don't exactly know what's going to be like the actual matches on those nights as far as like the undercard stuff, but we have a pretty rough idea as far as what we want that to be. So that should be, as far as pretty simple enough. The big thing for this is you saw we just barely made enough money as far as we made around 400K last month, which is huge, but we need to still be in the positives. Our finances are really as far as they're in a tough spot because of New Japan's contracts. But basically everybody in New Japan was signed to exclusive per month deal, and you could kind of see, we kind of talked about this a little bit, like Inoki's deal's crazy, Tenryu's deal's crazy, like they're double what Masao and Terry Funk were making, and even Tatsumi Fujinami, he should not be making as far as 135K a month, or as far as that's nuts for somebody of that caliber. As far as really, even then, it's 131K, but even then, still a lot, and hopefully we're able to kind of get on by with some of these contracts. As far as basically, we got to stay afloat until those contracts expired, or where we can basically renegotiate and get away from all that money being sent to some of these guys. But some are going to keep those, as far as like someone like Shinya Hashimoto, someone like Kaiji Muto for sure are going to be kept around that same, as far as pay. But like Fujinami's going to get changed. Tenryu's probably going to keep that same money. Sayama might get changed. As Kutsu Yamamoto's definitely going to get changed, as far, especially for someone who is not like an exclusive, or someone who is not an in-ring competitor, rather. Definitely does not have to be paid that much. Like that's pretty nuts. As far as making $34,000 a month to just be an announcer, it's a bit ridiculous. But hey, that's just me. But yeah, let's get on with the tour. With the '95 Champion Carnival, as the All Japan side kicking off the tournament, as Kenta Kobashi and Doug Furnas started off the tournament last year, which it's interesting because Doug Furnas was someone that just barely missed out on this Champion Carnival for the All Japan side. It was really between him and Norman Smiley. I just felt like Norman would give a little bit more variety and be able to have his first tournament. I think that's a huge get. But yeah, as far as and Johnny Ace not being in it, and Kikuchi's hurt, so that's why he's not in it as well. But I don't think he would have made it anyways. I don't think he would have been able to make the cut. But yeah, but also he might have been over Juniaki, probably over Juniaki Yamafite, I guess. So Eddie, which boy, as I was just about to say, the man got injured at Universal Lucha Libre, so he's gone for at least a couple of months. But turning up on hard drugs is no way of going about this. This is not great for him. We got to get him on the straight and narrow for sure. We're going to find him. Hopefully, hopefully we can get him on the straight and narrow. We don't have a drug policy or anything. Maybe we should for times like that, but it's not good. Not good at all. But yeah, as far as to kick off the first night here, we guess we can run Chubu. I guess it's not a terrible idea. Have the I guess we'll run the Toyoshi General Gymnasium for this first night. So the big thing here, as far as these 5 matches, Kawada and Albright, makes a lot of sense as far as having the Triple Crown champ main event in the show, and Albright's going to take the fall there just before the 30-minute mark. So this will be 2 points for Kawada. As far as the co-main goes, Kobashi and Norman Smiley's a fun little match. Kendo Kobashi's going to get the win in 23 minutes, so 2 points for Kobashi. Then, as far as, probably Taue and Terry Funk, which this could honestly, the reason why, I just now remembered this, the reason why that's a 10-minute steal the show match is because they have terrible chemistry, so that's actually going to be at the bottom of the barrel, as we'll have Kensuke and Doc, as far as above that, as Doc's going to get the win, so 2 points for him, but that's a great opportunity for Kensuke Sasaki, as far as to be able to work with Doc, because he's been, obviously, fantastic for us, and Jun Akiyama and Stan Hansen, which, great opportunity for Stan Hansen to be able to help out Jun Akiyama there, as he's going to get the win in 20 minutes. So that is, as far as the Champion Carnival side of things. Now for the undercard stuff, so we don't have to have any, as far as, don't have to have any Steal the Show matches, but, yeah, now, Satoshi Kojima is back on the straight and narrow, so that's fun. He's back healthy again. So we'll probably have him and Tenzan team up. As far as who they should face, though, as far as we'll probably go with the British Combat Club. That's probably a good call there. Having Johnny Smith and Steven Regal. So even though Tenzan Kojima, it's a great opportunity for him, but they're going to fall short here as Regal will be beating Tenzan. Really, the big thing here is Kojima's going to be a little rusty being gone for so long, so we're going to try to get him back into the groove of things. Probably go with another tag match, if we can, as far as that goes. Really, the big thing is maybe a junior tag match, if we can. As Black Cat, we're going to, since he's getting a little older, really, the plan is maybe transition him to a full-time ref. So that's why the picture is what it is there. But really, the big thing is to him to kind of help put over some guys. So we're going to have Black Cat and Fire Cat. See who he can put over here. And it make Scott Norton was someone that, if he was over enough, he might have been able to be a part of the New Japan side of the Champion Carnival. Because he's someone, he was doing some pretty good ratings for us, as far as for the New Japan TV show. That's something that we might think about as far as being able to help elevate him, able to have him and Bill Anderson team. Guess that's not a maybe him and Brad Rannigan's, just as far as the Minnesota guys teaming up, and we're not even gonna just have Scott Norton win. We're gonna have Scott and Brad dominate him, really show off their size and their ability, and really just beating the piss out of Black Cat and Fire Cat, but we're going to have Black Cat take the fall. But yeah, that's as far as the undercard stuff. We just have now the Young Lion matchup. As we'll go with Kentaro Shiga, the first one. Trying to think what, so we got Eddie Gilbert, Hiro Saito, Yuki Sano, not a terrible idea. Shiro Kashinaka, not a bad idea. Yeah, we'll go with, we'll actually go with Funaki, though, since it's a New Japan, or it's an All Japan show. So we'll have Funaki get the win, and that is day one. Pretty simple stuff as far as, having undercard tag matches and having, like, a Young Lion match. We're going to try to maybe not keep that formula as far as 2 tag matches. We might do 1 tag and 2 singles, but, yeah, just, stuff like that. Try to keep variety for the most part. But, yeah, let's run the show here. So 55 for the opener. Shinichi Funaki getting the one with the Sean capture. And 934. It's almost 60 there for Funaki. That's a good sign. 53 for Fire Cat and Black Cat against Brad Rannigans and Scott Norton. It's the flash breaker for Scott Norton in 10 minutes. Brad Rannigans obviously super talented. We just got to get him some wins and try to get him in the right direction. I don't know as far as performance-wise if he's going to improve or not. But that's definitely for Scott Norton. We're hoping it's just for the fact that I love Scott Norton. So that's just mine. Mainly just a homer pick, if you will, as far as trying to get him better. Then, Regal and Johnny Smith beating Tenkoji is Regal stretch on the Tenzan. Yeah, Satoshi Kojima got a long ways to go to get back into the swing of things, but at least Tenzan's close to the 50s, so that's a good sign. 66 for Taue and Terry Funk. Yeah, they don't click. And Terry Funk with a spinning toe hold over Akira Taue in 10 minutes. Starting off the All Japan side of things, not a great start, but, obviously we knew they weren't going to click. The 79, though, for Stan Hansen and Jun Akiyama. Stan Hansen with a lariat in 20 minutes over Jun Akiyama. 81 for Kinsuke and Dr. Death, as Dr. Death Steve wins with a military press slam in 24 minutes. That's an 83 for him, 61 for Kinsuke. Not a bad little match. Not bad at all. A 79 for Kenta Kobashi and Norman Smiley. It's Kenta Kobashi with the Brainbuster. That's crazy. They almost did the same rating, though. It's Kenta Kobashi and Norman Smiley, 76 and 74. Goddamn Norman Smiley. And a 77 for our main event. Garrett Albright shits the bed, but it's a good little match, though, at least for Tosha Kawada's side of things, as he's getting him with the Quad Crab in 29 minutes and got the crowd out there, too, for our main event. But, not a bad night there. We still increased our popularity thanks to being on the U2 America, so we're trying to get over as far as in the States. Not sure if actually we'll ever run like a statewide tour or anything, but it's just a nice idea to try to get over as much as we can in other places, besides just Japan. But yeah, that is the first day, so on to the second day for the first side of New Japan's part of the block, which I think New Japan's block is going to be pretty stacked with talent-wise. I mean, you got a lot of great talent in there. Tenryu and Liger's fantastic. Hashimoto's tremendous, of course. And then Chono and Muto have been fantastic. And yeah, I think it's going to be a hell of a block. We'll see what happens there on night 2. Alrighty, night 2 as the start of the New Japan side, which, my God, you see that we're going to have Tenryu and Shinya Hashimoto to start off the block, as that is a major match. That's definitely the main. Kaiji Muto, Big Van Vader, Hase and Crusher Bam Bam, and Liger and Fujinami, Chono and Riki Choshu. Got some big time matches. Big time matches for sure. I think we're going to actually run this in Korakuen. I think this is a Korakuen show. Yeah, this is huge. Some big time matches for sure. We'll have that be the main, as far as Tenryu and Hashimoto. And right before the 30-minute mark, Tenryu is going to beat Hashimoto. So, Champion's Curse strikes again for someone here, and that's going to be Shinya Hashimoto. That's tough, as far as to have Shinya Hashimoto's basically debut be a loss against Tenryu. But I figured, kind of playing against what everybody's expecting. I don't know, now that I'm thinking about it, let's go with Hashimoto. Let's go with Hashimoto getting the win right before the 30-minute mark. Tenryu's a little unhappy. We'll keep him strong. There we go. So yeah, and then probably the co-main, probably Muto and Vader. Vader's going to get the win over Kaiji Muto right before the 30-minute mark as well. It's going to be 28 minutes. It's a big win, though, for Vader. They've had a couple of matches, as far as IWGP Heavyweight title matches, thanks to the computer doing this. As far as they had 3 matches in 93. Of course, they were, after a while, they just got worse and worse. But obviously, the Wrestling World one, that's, January 4th. That's a big-time spot for him. And got a 93 there. But Vader's going to get the win, though. Then probably Liger and Fujinami. Liger going to get the win over Fujinami there in 24 minutes. Chono and Choshu probably next, as Masahiro Chono going to beat Riki Choshu there in 21 minutes. That's a great win for Chono. Then Hase and Bam Bam, as Bam Bam's going to beat Hiroshi Hase there. That's a great win for Bam Bam. And that is as far as... So we need a Steal the Show match, and then 2 undercard matches. Go with a tag. As, thinking maybe the Revolution, as far as for Takano Nagano. As far as Tenure's Revolution. Maybe the Canada Express, but I was thinking maybe like a New Japan team if we can. Get a New Japan team. Might be a little tough. We might just go with the Blonde Crushers, though, as far as Johnny Ace and Chris Candido. 13 minutes. But, yeah, we're going to give the win to Tender's Revolution here. Staccato going to beat Chris Candido. That's a great win for them. 13 minutes. So then we'll do undercard matches, or young line matches. And we'll go with, trying to think what would be a good, yeah, we'll have Wellington Wilkins Jr. in the first one, as he's going to be TEW. Then we'll probably have Timon Honda lose to, like, Brad Armstrong. I love Brad Armstrong, and he's been doing really, really well as far as performance-wise. We just got to get him over. So Brad Armstrong, hell of a hand, and he's been killing it as far as on the New Japan TV show for us. We might have him beat Jinsei Shinzaki. That's not a bad call either. Be a fun little match. Oh, we do have Kim Duck. That's right, we still have Kim Duck for a little bit, so we should probably use him to help elevate. Oh, yeah, probably have him beat or lose to Tenzan. Good call. It's a good audible there as Tenzan gonna get the win. Trying to help get him over as much as we can. Yeah, we have really destroyed poor Kim Duck's confidence as far as he's not even complaining anymore. But yeah, no, we're good to go. Let's run night 2 here. 35 for the opener. Not great. not great at all. But Tenzan with a Tenzan Tombstone Driver, the TTD, in 10 minutes. 57 for Wellington Wilkins Jr. against Teokia, as he gets the submission win in 10 minutes. Not bad there. 62 for the Blonde Crushers, and then as far as Tender's Revolution, fractured cheekbone for Johnny Ace. That's a tough break. As Takano with a Tombstone Pile Driver over Chris Candido in 13 minutes. Yeah, wrong team wins, but we're trying to help elevate Tender's Revolution. That sucks about the fractured cheekbone. Sase and Crusher Bam Bam. Decent little match here. It's Bam Bam getting the one with the diving headbutt in 22 minutes. Not bad. As 70 for Chono and Choshu as the Yakuza kick for Chono in 20 minutes. Not bad there for Chono. Not bad performance. There's Liger and Tetsuya Fujinami. Yeah, Liger with an 82 gets the win. The Shooting Star Press. He's been on a roll. He has been killing it so far. For us, obviously, is Jushin Thunder Liger, for God's sakes. 81 for Vader and Kaiji Muto. Muto did outperform by 1 point. That was a tough one to decide, really, because Vader had beaten him a lot as far as for New Japan's programming. Felt like having Kaiji Muto get a winning over Vader would have been huge, but went against it. And that's a tough break. But 78 though for the main event. Tinder did outperform Shinya Hashimoto there, but Hashimoto gets the win with the jumping spike DDT at 29-20. Huge win for the heavyweight champion as he beats Tenryu. That's a huge win. Very, very big win. And yeah, not a bad little show. As again, really, the co-main outperforming the main seems to be the theme here for this Champion Carnival. First 2 nights in the books. As back to the Ultra Band side for night 3. Alrighty, night 3, as, of course, we ran Chubu here last time. Not sure exactly what we're going to run here. As, yeah, definitely not any of these places. Yeah, we'll probably go to the, Wakayama Prefectural Gymnasium. Alrighty. So, we have Taue and Kobashi. That's probably the co-main, because the main's probably going to be Funk and Kawada. But man, Albright and Doc, though, that's a hell of a match, though. Miracle Vines and Lions colliding. And that's a hell of a match. But Kawada is, well, maybe we won't have that main event. I'm thinking about it. Because, honestly, I think having Taue and Kobashi main might be the option there. If Kobashi's going to beat Taue in 26 minutes. I don't know, though. Also, I'm thinking maybe Albright. Because I just feel bad because Albright main event at the last show. It's kind of my thought process here, but this is going to be a 30-minute time limit draw here between the two. They have split singles matches as far as 1-1. As far as Albright beat him the first Champion Carnival we booked, and then as far as Doc beat him last year. So it just kind of makes sense going 1-1-1. So yeah, that's definitely the main. Yeah, that's the main. Alrighty, and then we'll probably have Norman and Hansen. Stan Hansen's going to beat Norman Smiley there. 24 minutes. Kensuke Sasaki against Jun Akiyama. Definitely the two guys the most that could benefit from being a part of this Champion Carnival, getting a huge opportunity here is Jun Akiyama going to beat Kensuke Sasaki. 13 minutes. So that's our Steal the Show match. As far as what to do next here. As far as, I do love that Damien Vampiro team. Probably have them take on, maybe like Otani and like Minoru Tanaka. Not a bad idea. Oh, that's why they have poor chemistry out of the technical tactician squad. Might have to be Funaki here. Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, well, give him 16, I guess. Give him a little bit of time as Vampiro over Otani. Not a bad little tag match, though. Not bad at all. And we'll have another one as we'll go with Smothers and Deaton. Taking on the team of, as far as, I was thinking maybe Cactus and Headhunter A. Might go with just Big Titans, though. Oh, the Gladiator Titans of Big Titan and Gladiator. Something simple like that. Give them 10 minutes. First time they've ever wrestled each other, too, so that's the first time meeting, but, we'll have Gladiator beat Joel Deaton. Actually, let's make it a 6-man. Let's throw Headhunter A over there. And then Deaton and Billy Black. There we go. So now Billy Black's going to take the fall. I think that's a lot better. As far as to have like a 6-man too for just changing it up. Hopefully will be a good little match. So then the Young Lion matchup. Yeah, Timon Honda. Stepping up to the plate. Let's see. Yeah, we got Spivey. Mitsuya Yamamoto, not a bad call. As far as Pegasus, not a bad call either. Too Cold Scorpio, not a bad call. Yeah, we'll go with Too Cold. Nah. We'll go with yeah, I think we're gonna go with oh no, that's right, Sasuke's not over enough. Yeah, but Tiger Mask 3 is. There we go. Like that. Tiger Mask 3 gonna get the win. Coach Kanemoto. Big get for him just to be a part of the tour. There we go. As night 3, let's see how it goes. 65 for the opener. Tiger Mask 3 gets the win. The Moonsault, 939, so Tiger Mask 3 with the 70, well, 69. Nice. Timon Honda with a 42. It's not bad, though, for Timon Honda. He's getting better. Just got a long ways to go. Then the Gladiator, Headhunter A. And Big Titan getting the win over Deaton, Smothers, and Billy Black. Awesome bomb for the Gladiator on Billy Black, who, with a 45, just, yeah, we really gotta let him go. I think we're gonna actually release him now after this match. Just give him his walking papers. Thanks for putting over the Gladiator, but yeah, I feel like it's ran its course. It's time to wrap it up. 65 for Shinichi Funaki and Shinjiro Otani against Vampiro and Damien. So Vampiro with the nail in the coffin over Otani, which they were the better team, which I was not ready for. I thought for sure they were going to get outperformed, but that's a great win for Vampiro and Damien. We'll probably make them a team officially, as far as we've been kind of teasing it, but I think we're gonna make them a team. I think we're gonna call them Creatures of the Night or something like that, or yeah, something. Well, we'll figure something out. We might just call him Vampire for Damien for now. Maybe we'll give him an established name after a while. 58 though for Kinsuke and Jun Akiyama. They don't click. Tough break there. It's Jun Akiyama beating Kinsuke with the wrist clutch Death Valley driver in 12:32. Kinsuke did outperform him. Tough break there, but Jun Akiyama though gets the one with the wrist clutch Death Valley driver though, which is sick. And 89 for Stan Hansen. Norman Smiley was not ready for that. Stan Hansen with the lariat, getting the win there in 24 minutes. Hell of a match though. Good shit. 83 for Tosha Kawada and Terry Funk. A Kawada driver for Tosha. Kawada gets the win in 20 minutes. He's been on the roll so far. 2 straight wins for him. And 87 for Taue and Kobashi. I fucking knew it, man. So far, we've had 2 85-plus matches that have been not even the main event, as Kobashi getting the one with the Orange Crush over Taue. Hell of a match, though. Obviously, when the 4 pillars are colliding, it's going to be pretty fantastic. Some good shit there. Main event. It's an 87, though, still. As Doc and Albright going 30. 1 point for each guy. Doc, though, with a 90. That's really, really impressive. And that's a hell of a show, though. That's definitely the best show we've had so far. An 86. We'll gladly take that. Stan Hansen, Norman Smiley. That probably should have been the main, but, man, that was a hell of a show. It's going to be tough to beat for the New Japan side. As on to Night 4 we go. Alrighty, Night 4, as for the second night here for the New Japan side of the Champion Carnival. So, as far as what's going to be the main, that's kind of a tough question, because really, Hashimoto and Bam Bam, I don't think that's going to be good enough to be the main. Tenryu and Chono's a fun little match, but maybe Liger and Hase, to be honest. I feel like that could be a hell of a main event. We'll see. We'll see. As, yeah, looks like we're going over to here as far as for this night. But yeah, I think that we're going to stick with Liger and Hase as the main. Liger's going to get the win in 26 minutes. Trying to see, yeah, they haven't had a match before, which is wild as far as the AI of New Japan. Just didn't even put them in any type of match scenario, which is pretty wild. So then Tenryu and Chono will have that be the co-main. Tenryu's going to get a win over Chono. I could see... Yeah, I mean, this probably could be the main. Yeah, let's just go with that. Then we'll probably have... Yeah, probably Bam Bam and Hashimoto here. As Shinya Hashimoto's going to get the win in 24 minutes. 2 straight wins for Hashimoto. Then Vader and Choshu. Is Choshu going to beat Vader? That's a huge upset for Riki Choshu over Big Van Vader. Then Fujinami and Kaiju Muto. Kaiju Muto's going to beat Tatsumi Fujinami. That's his first win of the tournament. As we'll have, obviously, not be Kaiju Muto. So we need a Steal the Show match. Which, see here, as far as, I love that Brad Renigan's team. Like, that was a fun team to have, as far as him and Scott Norton. Might do that again. As far as the team they should face, I don't want to go with the obvious Tenkoji team again. We might go with, like, a super strong machine, and, yeah, I'm not really sure now. I'm thinking about it as far as, stuff, yeah, we could go with, honestly, as far as, maybe, yeah, maybe Osamu, Kido, and, I might go with Osamu Kido and Tachi Aoyagi. Just as far as kind of throwing Aoyagi and Osamu Kido together like that is kind of weird, but it should work out though, hopefully. But we'll let Brad Renegades get the win. Kido's going to take the loss. So that's the Steal the Show match. Now for the undercard part, as far as, we'll probably have 2 Young Lion matches. just to change it up a little bit. So we'll have Nuki Sano against Kentora Shiga as the first one. So just want to make sure we haven't done this before, which we haven't. It's a big get for Nuki Sano. Gotta get the win. And then we'll probably have Samurai versus... yeah, we'll probably go with... yeah, we also have Kim Duck still to help elevate some guys. So I didn't think about that. So he's considered unimportant now. So he's really... yeah, we'll have Too Cold. Since Too Cold's pop's a little lower than him. There we go. So it ends up being just one Young Lion match, but it works out the same. Nonetheless, as, yeah, let's run Night 4. Not a bad little match here. It's Nuki Sano with a 66. Scoop Brainbuster getting the win there in 10 minutes. Not bad at all. So, oh, Too Cold breaks his forearm. God damn it, does Too Cold Scorpio with a Scorpio Splash in 10 minutes. Tough break. Tough break there with a broken forearm. Yes, Kim Duck could cost it. Makes sense. So 61 rather. Not a bad little tag match here, as everybody does like mid-50s. Samu Kita was the best guy in the match, so tough break him taking the loss there. Not a bad little match there for Brad running against Scott Norton and everybody involved. 75 though for Fujinami and Kaiji Muto. Obviously Muto doing the heavy lifting in that match. We gotta change his moveset if he's just gonna win by pinfall, because definitely, you know, he's got fucking Moonsault, he's got the Muto Lock, he's got a lot of different ways you could beat somebody. Especially in the mid-90s at this point. Even the fucking backhand spring in the corner, the backhand spring elbow in the corner, like even that could beat somebody. I'm cool with it. But big submission win for Riki Choshu here in 25-26. That is obviously, you know, that's a big guy to be hitting the old Scorpion Deathlock on. Which we'll probably have that be, you know, as far as because the Sasori Katame, as far as that, you know, that's you know, as far as that's a fine finish as well, obviously, but as far as that goes, you know, as far as that's a huge get for Mr. Riki Choshu, though. That's, you know, a big win, beating someone like Big Van Vader, as obviously, you know, the Sasori Katahame as far as Scorpion Deathlock, but yeah, you know, as far as I know, that's kind of weird. I just said, I was like, you know, we need to have that be the Scorpion Deathlock, but that's obviously the Scorpion Deathlock. It's just weird not seeing it be called the Scorpion Deathlock, being called by the shoot name of the move, which is fine. It was totally fine. But yeah, Choshu, that's a huge win. Huge win over Big Van Vader. Imagine wrapping Vader's fucking legs around your legs, so that's tough. But Shinya Hashimoto with a fucking jumping spike DDT on Crusher Bam Bam. Now that's a big fucking guy to be hitting that move on. But Hashimoto gets the win nonetheless in 23-36. I'm trying to remember when he started doing the run-up Enziguri. Trying to think. I thought it was around this time in the 90s. Maybe it wasn't. Have to double check his finishers as well. And yeah, I mean, Liger and Hase a little off his game, which hurts the match a little bit, but Liger gets the one with the Brainbuster in 26-28. Great win though for Liger, and that's the thing with Liger. Obviously, size-wise, it's interesting having him be involved in this Champion Carnival. I mean, especially when it's going to be like Vader and Bigelow against him. Like, obviously, that's going to be size-wise going to be very telling, but like against Hase, I think it could work. And yeah, I mean, that's a hell of a match though. A little match for Liger. And then 83 for our main event, right decision to make this be the main event. And Tenryu and Chono, they have good chemistry. Works out well as the folding power bomb for Tenryu. 27 minutes, gets that win after losing on the first night. And good little show there. Not bad at all. Just, you know, sucks about the Too Cold Scorpio injury, but hopefully with that broken forearm, you know, as far as it'll be able to be healed up before the end of the Champion Carnival tour. So on to Night 5 we go. It's Night 5 here for the Champion Carnival. It's Taue and Kawada, of course, the Holy Demon Army colliding. That's got to be the main. But yeah, Kobashi Stan Hansen, though, that's a hell of a co-main there. Then probably Doc and Terry, and probably Could go either way with Norman and Kensuke or Albright and Jun Akiyama. Probably go Norman and Kensuke. Taz and Stan Hansen. Taz brought forward Wrestlers Court, accused being an hour late to pick up his assigned travel partners. The judge, Stan Hansen, found him guilty and sentenced to pay for his travel partners' meals for the next 3 shows. Alrighty. So, about to say, I think we have just this left, and then it's back to kind of the bigger venues that we can't really fill. So, which is unfortunate, but I guess we could run maybe Chubu since it's 2,400. But yeah, obviously Taue, Kawada, and Tosha Kawada is gonna beat Taue here. That's a huge win for Tosha Kawada. 3 in a row for him. That's huge, huge for sure. And then yeah, Kobashi, Stan Hansen, hell of a match here, and Kenta Kobashi is gonna beat Stan Hansen, stopping Stan Hansen's winning streak, which that's a hell of a win. As far as for Kobashi, Stan Hansen, as far as every time they've had a match, Stan Hansen's beaten him. So as far as to finally beat him, huge get. Been unhappy, Stan Hansen, but that's okay. We'll deal with the consequences. Then Doc and Funk. Dr. Death, Steve Williams getting the win in 23 minutes. Great win for Doc there. Then Norman and Kensuke. So Norman's going to beat Kensuke Sasaki. So it's a great win for Norman. I believe that's his first win of the tournament. That's great for Norman. Then Jun Akiyama, Gary Albright. As Albright, that is his first win of the tournament as well. I'm not sure if they have bad chemistry or if, yeah, this is the first singles match, so we'll see. So this is just mainly making a steal the show match, so we don't have to worry about it, type of thing. As see what we have as far as for the undercard. I was thinking Fuchi and Ogawa having a undercard match. Maybe maybe like Kumaki Kobayashi and Shinichi Nakano go against the Tenryu's Revolution there. Go 10 minutes as we'll have Fuchi beat Nakano. Not bad. Not bad at all. And we'll probably go 2 singles matches. Yeah, like Astro and Sasuke, which, what a match. Match is awesome. This is gonna deliver in a big way. First time as far as singles match goes. This is, if they, as long as chemistry-wise that goes well, this could be a really good match. We're gonna give the win to Astro. And then as far as Young Lion matchup, Junichi Maeda. We'll go Yuji Nagata. Go with the better option there. Go with maybe Terry Gordy. Not a bad call. Obviously Doug Furnace. Not a bad call. Anytime we could do Doug Furnace, Yuji Nagata. Yeah, we'll go with that. And the last time we've done it though, January. Just running this match over and over. I mean, it's just, we know it's going to work. We know it's going to deliver. Even without the chemistry boost, just with the performance rating of what Doug Furnace usually does, we know it's going to be a pretty solid little match. But yeah, that is the card. Let's run it. 72. It's Doug Furnace and Yuji Nagata. A great start to the show. As of course, good chemistry and all that jazz. But Frankensteiner for Doug Furnace in 10 minutes. 74 for Super Astro and the Great Sasuke. Yeah, figured that was going to be really good, and it definitely was. As only an 8-point difference between the two. I mean, obviously Sasuke's the man. We gotta get him rocking and rolling for sure. Because I mean, he's the Great Sasuke. He's fantastic. It's a fun match though. Fun junior matches. Ogawa and Fuchi against Shinichi Nakano and Kumaki Kobayashi. Obviously, the right team wins. There's the whole Demon Army team getting the win over Tenryu's Revolution as Fuchi tapping out Shinichi Nakano with the SDF in 10 minutes. It's 70 though, as far as that was a good rating there from Fuchi rather, as Gary Albright beating Jun Akiyama with the belly-to-belly suplex. As that's a 73, not a bad little match. As Albright gets the win, and 72 for Gary Albright, 57 for Jun Akiyama, and 84 for Norman Smiley and Kensuke Sasaki. I am just stunned by Norman Smiley's performances. He's fantastic. Norman Conquest for Norman Smiley in 21-17. Not in my wildest dreams, whenever I sign Norman Smiley. I sign him because I love the guy to death. I think he's a hell of a hand, but mainly I never think that we're going to, have Norman Smiley be pushed to the moon or anything like that. I hope for it, but I just kind of realistically am like, that's not going to happen. But legit, like, he's one of the best talents we have on our roster. Never would have thought that, but I'm very happy he is. Fantastic. 84 for Doc and Terry Funk, as Doc gets the win to Dr. Bomb in 22-59. Hell of a match, though, obviously. Two legendary Gaijin figures, especially at this point, 1995. That'd be very much a huge match to have. 93 for Kenta Kobashi and Stan Hansen, as Kobashi finally beats him with an Orange Crush, no less. I cannot believe it. There's no fucking way Stan Hansen's taking the Orange Crush, but a huge win, though, for Kenta Kobashi nonetheless. An upset, but I think a much-deserved upset for what he's been pushing out. Kenta Kobashi's been fantastic, and that's a huge win. An 85 main event for Taue and Kawada. Kawada driver there for over Taue in 27 minutes, but another match with good chemistry. And yeah, I mean, how about Kenta Kobashi Stan Hansen with a 93? That was pretty awesome. I mean, that was a really good night, though. I mean, the All Japan shows are going to be much better than New Japan shows, mainly because we've had the advantage of actually booking the All Japan guys for now, 3 years, which is, actually, we're going into year 4 now, actually, but 3 full years, and then, as far as 92, from September to December. So we've had that advantage of really building up guys and, having a hell of a field as well in the Champion Carnival, and guys that have great chemistry with each other, but it'll get rocking and rolling, well, that New Japan block. I got a good feeling about it. Still some big matches to be had. As we'll take a look at the standings after, as far as 8 nights, I believe. That'll probably be the as far as the first 4 nights. So yeah, on to night 6 we go. Alrighty, night 6, as we have this set as a normal show, mainly because we want to get as much money as we can from this tour, which we probably should have saved it, but also, this is a hell of a main event, though, and Shinya Hashimoto versus Jushin Liger is mainly why we did this as well, but, yeah, this should be a great opportunity for the New Japan guys to really show off their stuff, as, we, they have we're gonna be running a big-ass venue, for sure, as, didn't really think about that. Boy, oh boy, as, I guess that would probably be smart to run, like, somewhere big. But I honestly don't want to run, like, a huge-ass venue, though, at the same time. Like, I don't want to run, like, I'll run, like, Ryogoku. Like, that's not a bad idea. Or even, the World Memorial Hall. Like, we'll probably do that, actually, instead. I think I like that a little bit more. But it's tough, though. It's tough because, like, really with this, or even the Yokohama Arena, I didn't even think about that. We haven't ran there in, like, forever. I don't even think we've ever ran the Yokohama Arena, to be honest. So hopefully, this goes well. Should, at least. It should be quite the main event, though, at least for Liger and Shinya Hashimoto's. We're going to be a 30-minute time limit draw here, so we're pushing both guys to the limit here. It needs more than 30. Really, the idea is to build to a rematch where Power Liger shows up, Heavyweight Liger, Battle Liger, and that's gonna be fun. Well, I'll make him have that picture and everything if we can. He should have that picture where in the picture pack. Hopefully he does. If not, we'll probably just find one. It shouldn't be that hard. But yeah, the heavyweight champion versus the greatest 18 champion needs more than 30 as far as that goes. And then probably Muto and Hase. Really building up the, of course, the Muda scale. I'm trying to think. I don't think that happened by the time this mod happens. It might have, though. I was thinking it had. Off the top of my head, I'm not exactly sure. But, mainly the idea for this is to give Hiroshi Hase a win over Kaiichi Muto. So that's a huge upset, which Muto was a little unhappy about, which, understandably, makes sense. But we're going to keep him strong. Try to win him over there. Tenryu and Bam Bam. Another fine match. Tenryu's going to get the win in 22 minutes. We'll probably have actually Vader and Chono be ahead of him. As, we're going to give the win to Yeah, the big man Vader here. I think that's fair. I was thinking, you know, oh no, I think Chono could get the win here. I think that would make sense. I think it could make sense. A couple of Yakuza kicks, STF, you know, as far as if he can even. Well, Vader is super as far as super flexible and super athletic, so I think he could definitely bend his body that way. Maybe putting over the fact that he can't like actually put the STF on him, so just kind of Yakuza kicks him to death. Probably the finish there. Yeah, but that's so far I think we have a really good show here, and then Choshu and Fujinami are setting us for steal the show. Choshu's gonna get the win. I don't think they have bad chemistry. They might, but I don't think they do. But Choshu's gonna get the win over Fujinami. So yeah, as far as for this show, as far as the undercard, I think I'm gonna go with Tenryu's Revolution. So we'll have Kaneki Kobayashi. As far as Shinichi Nakano, George Takano. As far as who they're gonna face, it's a good question. It's a good question. Because really, as far as like a six-man group from the New Japan side, there's really not a whole lot of guys that fit that description. So we might go with the old tactical tactician squad. Because I think that would also be a pretty good little match. Give him 12 minutes. As Kaneki Kobayashi going to be beating Otani. Which I hate to do that, but it is what it is. There we go. Thinking tag match, if we can. I was thinking Tenzan and Kojima, but as far as taking on like Masato Tanaka and Yuji Nagata, but I don't think that's the right call. We might go with a six-man again and have Tenzan, Kojima, and Yuji Nagata team up to take on the team of. Thinking No Fear, but I don't think that would work either. I don't. Yeah, we could go No Fear with Tiger Mask 3. Not the worst idea in the world. And then have Tiger Mask 3 be. Actually, Tiger Mask 3 doesn't really need to be involved in the finish. Really, the idea is to try to get TKO more involved in the finish, so you can beat Kojima. And then we'll probably have Established Guy Young Lion match. So yeah, let's get Masato Tanaka on the card. So we have Candido. That's a good option. Honestly, Brad Armstrong, he's going to kill it. It's going to be a good little performance for him. And not bad. Not bad at all. Alrighty. The Yokohama Arena. Gonna get a pretty good main event. I do say so myself. As far as the entire card, we'll see. But Brad Armstrong and Masato Tanaka have a pretty good little match. A side Russian leg sweep for Brad Armstrong getting the win at 9:35, 74 for Brad Armstrong, 46 for Masato Tanaka. Not bad at all. As a 65 for the next matchup, the Kojima still, ways to go. As far as getting back into the swing of things, Takayama with a 38. Not great at all. Takeo Mori, though, second best guy in the match. That's a good sign for him, as far as he's almost in the 60s. So, just got to get him rocking and rolling. Not a bad little match. So, 69, though, for the six-man, as the tactician squad. Probably should have got the win there. 67s and 64s for Shinichi Funaki and Minoru Tanaka. But Kaneki Kobayashi beating Shinjiro Otani, at least he outperformed him in 12-14. But Tenryu's Revolution, the tactician squad, not a bad little six-man. 71 for Choshu and Fujinami. Not a bad steal the show match. Got some great heat, but decent wrestling. But Choshu gets the one with the lariat. 9:32. Fujinami probably should have got the win there, as Choshu was off his game. That's my bad. 90 for Tenryu and Crusher Bam Bam. That is a big power bomb though from Tenryu. It's a folding power bomb on Bam Bam. In 22 minutes. Hell of a match though. 89 for Chono and Vader. Chono and Vader, rather, easy for me to say, as Yakuza kicks for Chono getting the win over Vader. Right decision to have Chono get the win. Yeah, it was a good switch. It's good stuff. In 89, we're glad to take that. In 82, for Hase and Muto, as they both are off their games. God damn it, Kaiji Muto, you gotta be on your A game here in this match. But Hiroshi Hase with a Northern Light suplex. That fucking sucks. Both guys being off their games, and because that would have been an 85+ rated match for sure. God damn it. But big win for Hase. That's his first win in the tournament, I believe. And then in 93, for Jushin Liger, Shin Hashimoto, time limit draw, going 30 for both guys. And Shin Hashimoto, I think he's kind of in a little over his head here. Liger's been outperforming him. Tinder's been outperforming him. But, as far as at least, I think he's improving still, but Liger's just at a whole nother level right now, it seems like. But that's a hell of a match. Hell of a main event, and we increase our popularity in some regions there. It's a good sign. Now, 92, though, not bad at all. So it took the normal event for us to have a good show, but we'll gladly take that, and I think it's going to help us out as far as morale-wise and all that jazz, as, it's going to put over Chono. That's a really good performance from Chono, though. I was really impressed by that. The tag champ's doing a really good job. Well, at least one of them. Muto, not so much. he fell apart on us there. But on to night 7 now, and we're almost to the point where we're going to look at the standings. And, we got a hell of a show, though, lined up, though, I think, for night 7. And hopefully we can have an absolute banger here as far as to end out the month of March, though. That's what we're hoping for. Alrighty, night 7 is Kenta Kobashi, Toshiaki Kawada. That is the main. For sure, then Taue and Doc is probably the co-main. Albright Norman, though. I mean, the way Norman's been performing, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have that be the co-main. We'll see, though. We shall see. Yes. Kenta Kobashi, Toshiaki Kawada. It's going 30. Time limit draw. Our third draw. I know we've kind of been doing a lot of draws as of late. As far as to have 7 nights to have 3 draws. That's it's a lot. It's a lot for this, especially with mainly a tournament might have 1 or 2, if that, and to have 3 already in 7 nights, that's a lot. So Taue and Doc. Doc's gonna beat Taue there in 24 minutes. Should be a good little match. As far as Taue beat him the first year, Doc beat him last year, and it should be a good little match. Should be a good little match. There's Albright and Norman Smiley. As Norman gonna beat Gary Albright. I think that's the right decision. As far as they haven't had a singles match before. So it's a great win though for Norman Smiley over Gary Albright. Albright's a little unhappy though, but that's okay. It's Kensuke, Stan Hansen. Stan Hansen gonna beat Kensuke Sasaki. 21 minutes. That one's going. Stan Hansen gonna get a big win there, and then Jun Akiyama, Terry Funk, as Jun Akiyama upset over Terry Funk. What a huge win for that man. As I was hoping Terry Funk be a nice guy and not complain about putting him over, but I can see that being it. Wow, he's super pissed as Terry Funk. We're trying to really make a guy, and Jun Akiyama beating Terry Funk. We're giving him a lot of time too. That might be a mistake, but we'll see. As far as I'm sticking with it. We'll see what we can get as far as for a tag match. I think we're gonna have the Can Express though. Can Express versus the Fantastics. I'll go with the Tommy Rogers Bobby Fulton team. So that's gonna be 13 minutes. There's Doug Furnace gonna get the win. Steal the show, of course. Can Express. Of course, a hell of a team, so that should go over pretty well. As I forgot to make Damian Vampiro a team, so we'll do that now. Let's do that. Damian Vampiro. I will go with individuals. There we go. Just to kind of get them on the right track here. And so they're gonna take on. I'm trying to think what would be a good team for them to take on. Yeah, I mean, Deaton and Smothers, not a terrible idea. Because what we did this. Oh no, we haven't done this before. I thought we had done this before, but as far as hopefully this works out, so it might not work out popularity wise. I think Vampiro's recognizable, though. Yeah, he is. Good sign there. Yeah, we'll have Vamp beat Smothers. Good little match, though. Hopefully, speaking, hopefully that goes over well. Then the Young Lion matchup as, oh, we might go with a tag, actually. We'll go Jinsei Shinzaki and Firecat. Or, yeah, go Jinsei and Firecat. Taken on the team of... Yeah, Fuchi and Ogawa is always a good shout. We could go No Fear. Not a bad option as well. Kiyomori, Yoshihiro Takayama. I think we're going to go with that. We're going to have Takayama. Or, not Takayama. We're going to have Kiyomori, rather, beat Jinsei Shinzaki. I don't think this is the first time meeting. Oh, it is. There you go. But yeah, we gotta pick the venue as, yeah, I guess that's our best bet. Run the show for night 7 here is a 38 for the opener. God damn. Kiyomori, though, and Firecat did about the same. Wrong team won, for being honest, but thanks to a great chemistry boost. But the back-to-belly pile driver for Kiyomori in 9:42, as 63, though, for the next match is Vampiro and Damien beating Smothers and Deaton. So, yeah, Vampiro and Damien, fun little team. It's doing well. It's Vampiro with the nail in the coffin in 10 minutes. 76 for the KM Express and the Fantastics. KM Express did really well there, obviously, as Doug Furness with the German suplex over Tommy Rogers, 76s and 77s for Furness and Crawford, 65 for Bob Fulton, 61 for Tommy Rogers. Not a bad match at all. Glad they take that. Shun Akiyama with the upset over Terry Funk, and Terry Funk with the 69. He is super pissed about losing. Yeah, the stamina played into effect there, which I didn't even think about. Should have definitely thought about that. He's 50-some years old, but good stuff though, nonetheless. Just shouldn't have went on that long. Stan Hansen beating Kensuke Sasaki there with an armbar in 20 minutes. Good stuff there from Stan Hansen. 78 again, that's Albright losing to Norman Smiley. Norman with a Norman Conquest in 22 minutes. Norman Smiley outperforming Gary Albright. That's just fucking hilarious. So 77 for Doc and Taue as Grey Heat. Yeah, some good wrestling here. Doc beating Taue with the backdrop driver in 24 minutes. So 77 for that matchup. And our main event, a 93 30-minute time limit draw, needs more than 30 to decide who's the winner here between these two men. As the Triple Crown champ doesn't lose, doesn't win either. And that's a hell of a match, though. I'll gladly take that. Not bad at all. We don't even need a normal show for that night there. As not a bad night at all. For night 7, as night 8, we'll run it. We'll take a look at the standings, see where everybody's at after 4 nights of action for both blocks. And so far, I'd say very, very happy with this tournament so far. No one's gotten hurt, thank God. Fucking knock on wood. And hopefully nobody gets hurt. As after night 8, we'll be 9 nights left, as far as we'll be right there, smack dab in the middle. As far as, yeah, it should be some pretty exciting stuff, though, for night 8. Alrighty, night 8 here, as they got us in the Wakayama Prefectural Gym. This is not a bad option, but I think we're going to go back to Chubu here, because probably run the Nagoya Congress Center is probably our best bet. Yeah, that's definitely our best bet. Because I'm trying to remember, I think we ran the Toyohashi General Gymnasium on the first night. Want to say that's correct. But yeah, I mean, the main event, Tenryu and Liger. I mean, yeah, that match is going to be pretty fucking awesome. Tenryu's going to beat Liger, so that's a huge win for Genichiro Tenryu. And Hashimoto and Muto. It's Kaiji Muto going to beat Shinya Hashimoto. So the 3 Musketeers colliding, and Kaiji Muto's going to get the better of Shinya Hashimoto. That is Hashimoto's first loss, wildly enough. That's a huge win, though. Huge win nonetheless. So we have Vader and Fujinami, Bam Bam and Masaru Chono, and then Hase and Choshu. We'll probably go Bam Bam and Chono, as Chono's going to beat Bam Bam. 24 minutes. Great win for Masahiro Chono, though. He's been taking out the big guys. Vader and Fujinami. Vader's going to beat Fujinami. Then Hase and Choshu. Roshiashi is going to beat Riki Choshu. That's a big win for Hase, keeping up with the winning streak there after beating Kaiju Muto on the previous night. So that's huge. That is huge nonetheless. So we need a steel show match. We'll go with a tag. And we'll probably go with, as far as, we might actually go with a Hideki Ozaka, Satoru Ozako. Oh, that's right, Satoru Ozako was injured. That's right. How could I forget? So we'll go with the Satoru Sayama and Antonio Inoki match. So we haven't used Inoki and Sayama at all. As far as, trying to think who they should take on is the question. I wouldn't hate a Holy Demon Army match, but also I kind of want to keep it like within New Japan as far as the New Japan guys. We might go with Osamu Nishimura and trying to think. Hey, yeah, maybe Azuka, kind of like the old guard taking on the new guys coming up. Old school versus new school in a way. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a steel show match, though. I think we're just going to keep it, because I don't think Inoki can really work a steel show match anymore. But we'll have Sayama get the win. He's going to beat Sama Nishimura, former junior champion, getting the win. So then we'll have the steel show match. As, let's see here. See what we could use. So as far as, let's exclude people's book. You know, it's tough. It's tough because, like, Super Strong Machine could be fun to use. Yeah, like, let's Super Strong Machine and Hiro Saito against the team of Aoyagi and, yeah, we'll go with Samakito again, since, we had them team a couple of tours ago, or a couple of shows ago, rather, as, let Keto get the win over Super Strong Machine. And, Red Agents. That'd be Choshu. So then we'll have, the Young Lion matchup, Yuji Nagata versus somebody. Wellington Wilkins Jr.'s a good shout. First time meeting. There we go. Hopefully, it'll be a good little match here. We'll see. Then we'll take a look at the standings after we run this show. Let's go. 57. Not great. Wellington Wilkins Jr. was off his game, so that sucks. But still, not a bad little match. Could have been a lot worse, for sure. It's 59 for Super Strong Machine and Hiro Saito against Samukito and Sashi Aoyagi, as Samukito getting the win at 9:38. 64 for Sayama and Inoki, as they don't work well together against Samu Nishimura and Takashi Iizuka. So probably should have had Nishimura and Iizuka get the win. So that's hilarious. But Sayama, though, with the diving head, but at least he outperformed Nishimura, so at least that made sense. 71, though, for Hase and Choshu, as Hase gets the one with the Northern Light Suplex in 20 minutes. 61 for Vader and Fujinami. They don't click. That was terrible, though. A Vader bomb for Big Van Vader over Fujinami. Yeah, that was not great at all. I mean, Fujinami is falling off a cliff as far as performance-wise. You know, that it's not good at all. But a Deathlock STF from Masahiro Chono over Bam Bam in 23:51. Good win for Chono, as Chono keeps it rolling. Some great ratings so far from him. And Shin Yoshimoto and Kaiju Muto don't click, so that's great. Just a disaster of a show. So now, when we do the rematch for the title, Shin Hashimoto is probably, as far as Shin Hashimoto and Keiji Muto, if that's the case, which we probably will, at least run this as a rematch because we have to, since Keiji Muto beat him. Unless he's not the IWGP Heavyweight Champion anymore, which he probably should be, at least in the upcoming months, unless something crazy happens. But then Liger and Tenryu, as Tenryu defeating Liger with a folding powerbomb in 28-28. Liger does outperform him. Hell of a match, though. Just had a shitty show as far as to get up into that point, but at least we got there. We got there unscathed, at least. Thankfully. So now we'll take a look at the standings. As 8 shows in. No complaints. Had some nice matches. Just had some upsets, too. We've had... So far, no complaints. We'll see what happens as far as for the next couple of shows now that we're into the thick of it for sure. Even then, this was kind of the harder part of the schedule. Now it's going to be paced out a little nicely for everyone. Because really, I mean, we've had probably these, as far as we'll just go events only. Yeah, we started in, so 2 weeks, we've had 8 shows. That's a lot of shows to run in 2 weeks. And we're going to have another one here to end out the month. So 9 shows in 2 weeks. That is a lot, especially with no injuries, no major injuries to the at least to the tournament part. Very, very lucky in that perspective. Crazy to think Akira Taue's got 0 points. As look at this All Japan part of the block here, as far as Block A. That's unbelievable. 0-4 for Akira Taue. Nuts. But Kenta Kobashi, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and Tosha Kawada all tied for first. 3 wins, 1 draw for each guy. Of course, with Kenta Kobashi and Tosha Kawada, they drew against each other. So that's going to be interesting as far as how that all plays out. And Doc, of course, drew with his tag team partner, Gary Albright. So we'll see how that works out. And then Stan Anton was 6. He's the only guy with 6 points. That's wild to think, as far as from that perspective. And then 4 points for Norman Smiley and Jun Akiyama. Wild. Absolutely wild that Jun Akiyama has more points than Akira Taue and Terry Funk at this point. Even Kensuke Sasaki, too, to a degree. Yeah, Gary Albright with 3, which is nuts. But yeah, Kensuke and Taue with 0 points. Terry Funk with 2 points. I can't believe it. To be honest. It's a lot of wild stuff happening there in the All Japan side of the Champion Carnival. As for the New Japan side, as Genichiro Tenryu and Masahiro Chono leading the blocks with 6 points. Chono, of course, has lost to Tenryu, so there is that. So as far as from that perspective, Tenryu does have a tiebreaker win over Masahiro Chono, so he is the sole leader of the block as of right now. Shinya Hashimoto and Jushin Liger with 5 points. And, of course, they had the draw against each other. So, that could be very interesting to see how that all plays out. And then we have a lot of people with 4 points. So, Vader's got 4, Hase's got 4, Muto's got 4, Choshu's got 4. And then Bam Bam with 2. And then Tatsumi Fujinami. The only guy with 0 points on this side of the block. Or on this side of the tournament for Block B. As, Fujinami, he's kind of in a little bit over his head, I would say, for this Champion Carnival. But you never know, still got a lot of shows left. A lot can happen still. But on to Night 9, as now into the meat and potatoes of the tournament, as we're kind of coming up on the middle part of the tournament, and then before you know it, we'll be towards the end. So yeah, we'll probably take a look at the standings again after Night 12. This is probably a good call. And then we'll kind of see how the chips lie after that. Alrighty, Night 9 as backstage incident. And Shinya Hashimoto has he improved the mood of the locker room when he set up a waffle bar and cooked for everyone. Fuck yeah. Shinya Hashimoto. Too bad it's not the New Japan night, but that's alright. So we have Doc and Kawada's probably the main. That's a hell of a match. Then probably Norman and Terry Funk. It's kind of weird. Maybe Hanson and Albright. It's kind of tough to kind of pick after that. Yeah, I guess we gotta run we can run the Wakayama Prefectural Gym again now. I think enough time has passed. Or we could run Korakuen. Since we ran Korakuen for the New Japan night, it'd probably be nice to run an All Japan night. Not a bad idea. As, Doc and Kawada. Tosha Kawada's going to be Dr. Death right before the 30-minute mark, so that's a huge win for Kawada. Tough break for Doc, as far as I am curious about their match history. So Kawada beat him last year. Doc beat him 2 years ago. So they were 1-1 going into that match. Nice tiebreaker win for Tosha Kawada. Yeah, then I guess Albright and Stan Hansen. It's kind of... Yeah, I mean, Albright's going to beat Stan Hansen here, so that's a huge upset over Stan Hansen. As far as Albright beat him the first year, and Stan beat him last year, I don't know about all that. I feel like Stan should probably win here. I don't know. I think we'll stick with Albright winning, though. We'll see. Oh, yeah, he didn't complain about it. Good shout. So then Norman Smiley, Terry Funk. So Norman's going to beat Terry Funk, so another loss for Terry. At least he was happy about that one. Yeah, then probably Kenta Kobashi, Kensuke Sasaki. As Kenta Kobashi's going to get the win. Setting that for Steal the Show. Taue and Jun Akiyama. Taue finally gets his first win over Jun Akiyama. Much deserved. First win. As far as what we could do next, really the big thing is maybe potentially doing something with Dean Malenko. Because really have no idea what I want to do at that Champion Carnival show as far as the entire show. As far as, obviously him being the double champ, not exactly sure if we'll have him have another title defense, if we have him in like a 6-man. Really have no idea. So at least for the time being, we'll have him and Wild Pegasus team up. And, yeah, I mean, we could go with the Blonde Crushers. Not a bad call. I know John Ace obviously has that fractured cheekbone, but not a bad match. And it was just to give Dean and Pegasus a win, as Dean's going to be Candido. There we go. We might go with Joe and Dory Funk Jr. as far as teaming up. Since we haven't booked either Joe or Dory in a while. It's what? I guess we have booked Dory. I think that was because he's a road agent is why that is. Because I'm about to say, match-wise, he probably hasn't been booked in a while. Yeah. Since February. So yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, Firecat and Jinsei Shinzaki's not a bad call there. Don't hate it. Gives Joe a win. Joe over Jinsei Shinzaki. Nice. And then we'll probably have Ultimo Dragon have the Young Lion match against Kentaro Shiga. Now that's kind of a huge opportunity for Ultimo Dragon. Or a huge opportunity for Kentaro Shiga, rather, to wrestle somebody like Ultimo, but I think it's a nice way of getting him better, plus it gives Ultimo Dragon a nice... Because the only time we booked him this entire tour was on the New Japan show. Because I want to get rid of that New Japan show now that we've, ran as much as we can, I think, with the New Japan talent. As far as now we're kind of have to bring in All Japan guys for that show, so it's not making a whole lot of sense now. But yeah, I think we picked a venue. Yeah, we picked Korakuen. So we're going to go. I think this is a good Korakuen show. As 71 for the openers. Ultimo Dragon beating Kentaro Shiga with the Dragon Sleeper in 10 minutes. Obviously that's just, trying to give Kentaro Shiga some experience by wrestling against somebody like Ultimo. Dory and Joe Malenko beating Firecat and Jinsei Shinzaki. Firecat level to 60, best guy in the match. With Joe with the Texas Cloverleaf over Jinsei Shinzaki. It's an 80 for Dean and Wild Pegasus against Candido and Johnny Ace. Good performance for sure, as they have excellent chemistry, those two, and proves out there as far as Dean getting the one with the Texas Cloverleaf. A couple of Cloverleafs to open up the show. Got the crowd buzzing and all that jazz. But 79 for Taue and Jun Akiyama. Taue with a dynamic kick in 1939, rather. It's a good win for Taue. His first win of the tournament. Kobashi beating Kinsuke with another Orange Crush in 13 minutes. 78 for Norman Smiley and Terry Funk, as Norman Smiley with the Norman Conquest in 25-57. Good win for Norman Smiley, for sure. A 90 for Stan Hansen and Gary Albright, as Gary Albright with the upset win with a Dragon Suplex hold in 25 minutes. God damn. What a match. And then 87 for the main event. I can't believe it got outperformed by the co-main, as Kawada beating Dr. Death. He keeps on winning with that Kawada crab, and it's killing my soul. Jesus Christ. Like, I get it, but he shouldn't be winning with the Kawada crab at the main event, a Champion Carnival show. Christ. But at 86, though, at least we have a really good show there. It's on to the double digits, as we're on to night 10. Back to the New Japan side of the Champion Carnival. Alrighty, night 10, as for the New Japan show. Kaishimoto, Genichiro Tsuruta, that's a hell of a main, if that is the main. I think that will be, but that should be a fun little match. Really, as far as the co-main, maybe Vader and Hase, I'm really not sure, because like Choshu and Hashimoto's not going to be tremendous, so we might bury that a little bit down on the card. Yeah, so Johnny Ace is brought forward Wrestler's Court, accused of not joining Wrestle Locker Room for a night out. I find that hard to believe. As the judge, Stan Hansen, found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks right after the show. Alright. So, main event, Muto versus Tenryu. Kaiji Muto's going to beat Genichiro Tenryu. That's a huge win for Kaiji Muto. And Tenryu a little upset. We'll keep him strong. There we go. Right that wrong. So then Vader and Hase, as Big Van Vader's going to beat Hiroshi Hase. We're going to give that a little bit more time, like 22 minutes. Choshu and Hashimoto, as Shinya Hashimoto's going to get the win in 25 minutes. Heavyweight champ there, as, yeah, they're probably Liger and Bam Bam, which, you know, Bam Bam is going to get the win, using that size to his advantage. Greetings from Asbury Park, that's just kind of all she wrote, you know, for Liger there. Tough loss for Jushin Thunder Liger, but it really comes down to size-wise more than anything there as far as believability. Then we're going to have Fujinami beat Masahiro Chono in an upset. This is kind of more thinking of along the lines of no one's going to see it coming. Upset out of nowhere type of thing. I do want to see if Bam Bam does in fact have the greetings from Asbury Park, because I'm going to be a little upset if he does not. So I think he just has the headbutt. Yep. He just does. There it is. Oh, yeah, greetings from Asbury Park. Perfect. Exactly what we need. Alrighty, so, also, we wanted to look at Kaiji Muto's moveset as well. So I'm pretty sure he was doing the Muto lock by 95. Pretty sure. Wow, he's got no fucking... What in the world? That's gotta be a mistake. See, everything. Oh, figure 4. That's right, he was doing the figure 4 leg lock. Don't think he was doing the Shining Wizard, though, at that time, so we'll just get rid of that. He definitely was doing the moonsault. So we'll add that. I could have swore, though. Yeah, there's the Muto lock. I was like, I'm pretty sure he was. Maybe I have that as an ultra finish. Probably. Yeah, we'll probably get rid of the figure 4, honestly. Yeah. Because, I mean, he was doing the figure 4. But we'll probably have that be a secondary finish. How about that? Figure 4. Leg lock. There we go. Much better. Much, much better. Okay. So for the, we don't need a steal the show match, so we can just kind of run whatever. Yeah, Akatoshi Saito, we probably should be being some matches. Didn't really think about that. Same thing for like Akio Sato and Akira, like all these guys really at the top of the list. We'll go with Animal Hamaguchi and Antonio Inoki, taking on Akatoshi Saito and we'll go with thinking Akira Sato, but I don't know at the same time. Yeah, we'll go with Akira Sato. Akio Sato, there we go. So this is mainly to just get Animal Hamaguchi a win over Akio Sato, really nothing too crazy. Just some undercard stuff. And then Too Cold. Gonna get the win. As far as over. Trying to think what junior guy we can use. Oh, yeah, because, I mean, probably a Naga. That's right, Too Cold's got the broken forearm. Completely forgot about that. It's Too Cold. Gonna get the win. 10 minutes, hopefully. He doesn't get fucked up too bad. Then Tenkoji gonna take on the team of... trying to think. Hey, we got El Samurai there. As far as maybe having someone team with him. Maybe Hirose Ito. And maybe the Great Gama. Just trying. Mainly just to give Tenzan and Kojima a win. We're going to have Tenzan beat the Great Gama because I really have no plans for the Great Gama. He just is kind of over enough to where we can help elevate some guys. Was really the idea there. I think he's on a written contract too, is why I can't get rid of him. But nonetheless, we'll pick a venue here. As I think it's yeah, I'm about to say we just ran Chubu, so we probably won't be going there. Yeah, looks like it's back to the Wakayama Prefectural Gym for night 10. You're good to go. 59 for the opener, not bad. Not bad. Tenzan and Kojima getting the win as Tenkoji with the Tenzan Tombstone driver for Tenzan over the Great Gama, 945. 57 for Hanaga and Too Cold Scorpio. Yeah, Scorpio's broken forearm is going to be really bad. Dealing with that injury, that's tough. Tough injury. As Scorpio's going to get the win at 951. 58 for Kiyosato and Akatoshi Saito against Antonio Inoki and Animo Hamaguchi. Hamaguchi pinning Kiyosato after the spinning fallaway slam. Yeah, Kiyosato's pretty bad at this point. He's pretty much like over the hill. So that's another guy potentially get rid of. It's Masahiro Chono, Tatsumi Fujinami. It's Fujinami with a Dragon Suplex over Chono. He was off his game, so that sucks, because now it's a huge upset. At least it was somewhat of an upset if he was still like in the 60s performance-wise, but being in a 49 rated match, a rating in that 69 rated match, not great. Not great at all. Then Liger and Bam Bam. It's Bam Bam with a headbutt. Greetings from Asbury Park. But that would be a hell of a finish, though, having a headbutt onto a little guy like Liger. As in Shinya Hashimoto beating Riki Choshu. Well, to look at Shinya Hashimoto's finishers, too. I feel like he was doing other shit in 95 besides just the jumping spike. DT and then the Vader bomb for Vader over Hase in 21 minutes. This gets an 82. Vader with a 78, 70 for Hase. I figured this would be a pretty good match so far. Been one of the best matches on the card as Kaiichi Muto with the Muto lock over Junichiro Tenryo in 29-12. That's fun. Hell yeah. Fucking Muto lock, yeah. That's fun though. As far as not the greatest of shows, but I'm happy with the guys who won. I think a lot of it, as far as made sense besides Fujinami, but then again, nice to give an upset, and now everybody at least has a win in that block. So there is that. There is some silver lining to that. Now on to night 11, and then after night 12, we'll take a look at the standings. Going into basically, as far as then, we'll only have 6 more shows left after that. It's kind of crazy to think that we are rocking and rolling here. I feel like I just sat down to start recording, and now we're almost at the end of the Champion Carnival Tour. Alrighty, night 11, as we got Tao and Norman. As far as, probably the main is probably Kobashi and Doc. That's the main, and Funk and Hansen's probably the co-main. Yeah, it's some good matches, though. Some good matches for sure on this night here. It's funny, Stan Hansen and Terry Funk was the, maybe we'll have it be the main since it was the co-main on this very show last year. That'd be fun. Let's do it. Terry Funk, Stan Hansen. Stan Hansen gonna beat Terry Funk there in 23 minutes. Kobashi and Doc. As Dr. Death Steve Williams gonna beat Kenta Kobashi. As you're about to say they're 1-1 going into this match. So again, as far as having a rubber match where Doc gets the win this time. Should be a good match though. Give it 29 minutes. Then probably Taue and Smiley. As Taue's going to beat Norman Smiley, so it's a big win for Taue. He's probably going to get outperformed in that match, which is pretty funny to think. And then Albright and Kinsuke Sasaki. Gary Albright's going to beat Kinsuke Sasaki there in 20, and then Kawada and Jun Akiyama, 18 minutes. Tosha Kawada's going to beat Jun Akiyama there, beating up on him is Tosha Kawada. I think we're going to have the, finally we're going to do that interview segment as far as Baba interviews Misawa from his home. Basically, just talking about the injury, how it feels, being the champion for so long and now not having the belt. All that fun jazz, but finally get to do that, which is nice. Been waiting to do that for a while. But Misawa is now finally healthy, so that's great to see. And how he's talking about how he's been on vacation after healing up, and that he's eyeing his return at the Champion Carnival final show. It's interesting to see how it all plays out. So that should be fun now. As we need a Steal the Show match. We'll probably go with the team of. Yeah, man, it's we might go with a 6-man, or maybe even an 8-man. Let's go 8-man. Let's go Malenko brothers. And then, Wild Pegasus, Dory Funk Jr. taking on Ultimo Dragon Super Astro. And we'll go with Hayabusa and the Great Sasuke. So what a match that shall be. And so we're going to have Sasuke beat Dory Funk Jr. to try to help him out as far as performance-wise. Or not performance-wise, popularity-wise. Nice. Nice. So we need... We'll probably do 2 singles matches. Let's go with Masada Tanaka in the first one. So he'll be losing to Johnny Smith. And then we'll probably do a tag, actually, now I'm thinking about it. We'll probably do Mitsuya Momoto and Masato Inoue against the team. Not exactly sure which team, but we'll probably figure it out. As Mitsuya Momoto, Masato Inoue. We could go with Vampiro and Damien. Could also go with maybe a Firecat Jinsei Shinzaki match to finally get them a win. Don't hate that. Don't hate it. Give it to Firecat over Masato Inoue. There we go. That is night 11 in the books. So I think we are now... Oh wow, we still haven't ran the Hiroshima Something Plaza. We didn't even run that in March, so that might be a bit of an but there we go. We'll finally run it here for night 11. So 56 for the opener. It's Firecat and Jinsei Shinzaki beating Mitsuya Momoto and Masato Inoue. So yeah, obviously Mitsuya Momoto really off his game. Affecting the match a little bit there, but Firecat gets in with the moonsault. But other than that, man, Firecat's almost in the 60s. Obviously with the great chemistry boosting them up there, but it's a good match though for Firecat at least. And Johnny Smith's beating Masato Tanaka with the Death Valley Bomb at 9:34. Masato Tanaka's almost in the 50s, so that's a good sign. 79 for the 8-man, a junior 8-man, if you will. Really, even you could say Dory Funk Jr. is a junior, but well, he is a junior, but junior heavyweight, I guess, is what I was looking for there. But yeah, Ultimo Dragon Dean Malenko, 85's there. Not sure if we'll do Ultimo Dean at the Champion Carnival Finals. Obviously, that's a very high-profile match that I try to keep as a special match, but it's tough. It's up with Sasuke getting the win there with a Thunderfire Powerbomb outperforming Dory. That's a good sign for sure, and Sasuke could use all the help he can get, but yeah, I mean, the talent in this match is pretty off the charts, to be honest, especially for our junior division. Like, there's so many guys that are so fucking good in that match. And then the Masawa, Baba interview from his home does pretty well. 68, we'll take it. As Kawada with the diving back elbow over Jun Akiyama in 1823. It's a good win, though, for Doshak Kawada's 84. 61s for both Albright and Kensuke Sasaki. Man, Gary Albright, I feel like he's just getting worse and worse. Stamina, low morale. That's crazy that him and Kensuke did the same rating. Powerbomb, though, for Gary Albright, getting the win in 20 minutes. It's an 84 for Norman Smiley and Kira Taue, as Taue does outperform by 1 point, as the dynamic bomb for Kira Taue in 23:39. Great turn of events for Kira Taue. Started off very, very slow with going 0-4. Now he's got a couple of wins under his belt, and it's going in the right direction. So Kenta Kobashi and Dr. Death with a 91. Doc does outperform him, and he gets the win with the backdrop driver. Hell of a match, though, for everybody involved. In our main event, it's an 86, god damn it, a Stan Hansen beating Terry Funk. As a lariat for Stan Hansen. I want to say that's also a morale thing, and also Terry Funk just holding back. Yeah, morale's kind of hurting Block A little bit. I've been kind of holding off on giving a lot of guys money because we lost money last month. We lost money in the month of March, which is crazy to think because I felt like we ran a lot of big time shows, but I guess it just wasn't enough. Really, just that's a thing that we got to deal with. As far as we got to either kind of tread water for a little bit, which it seems like we are, because we only lost we only lost 30 grand, which is not terrible, but we definitely need to start going in the right direction. I think we will once, contracts wise, we kind of start changing up a little bit. But yeah, you can see the morale list. It is pretty significant as far as having Terry Funk on it and Albright's on it. A lot of the New Japan guys are on it, but that's fine. Fuchi's on it too. But on to night 12. We'll take a look at the standings after night 12. Alrighty, night 12. As Vader and Hashimoto, that's probably the main. Liger and Chono, though, that's a fun match too. But yeah, we'll probably go with Hashimoto and Vader. That's probably the best bet there, as Vader gonna beat Hashimoto. So that's a huge win for Big Van Vader. Really, the idea behind this, since Vader lost the Triple Crown title match against Masawa, feels like this is a great opportunity for him to beat a heavyweight champion. And Hashimoto's been on a hell of a run so far, and he kind of gets stopped here by Vader. I think that's a great story. Then Liger and Chono, as Liger's going to beat Chono. I don't know about this. I think we'll keep it, though. We are going to give that more time, though. It's 26 minutes. Hell of a match, though, with Liger and Chono. That should be fun. Then probably Tenryu and Choshu. Obviously, absolute legends as far as the Japanese pro wrestling goes. And Tenryu's going to beat Choshu. Obviously, he's the better performer. Bam Bam and Muto. Kaiju Muto going to beat Crusher Bam Bam. So that's a great win for Muto. Probably going to win with the moonsault there. And then Hase and Fujinami. Hase going to get the win, stealing the show there. And yeah, I just feel like Fujinami, he's got the one win. That's all he's going to get. That's how that goes. But now again, we got to really figure out what to do. So this Gregory fella, he's a Russian MMA guy turned wrestler. As far as I want to say, he didn't work UWFI. He might have. Well, off the top of my head, I know he worked rings. Was not like a crazy talented dude, but he was, as far as out of the, it's just tough because I think out of the Russian, as far as like MMA dudes before they're MMA, but really the like the grapplers that they brought in from Russia, either like a guy like William Ruska, as far as a judokan level, like high level judo guy, like he was fantastic for what they were doing, and also as far as like someone like even like Victor Zangief and which New Japan used Victor Zangief, during that time, but also like UWFI used Victor Zangief, but and obviously Salman as far as a IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Even then, like, he was not really that great, but really just have really no plans for Gregory is kind of the thing, and he's on like a written deal, so we can't get rid of him. At least if we do get rid of him, we'd have to as far as as far as it'd probably be like 30, anywhere between 30 to 50K. Probably, maybe even more, depending on how much longer his deal is. But we're going to have Yamasaki beat him, though. Oh. Oh, Mr. Takahashi being used too much. Interesting. We'll have to be Black Cat then. So then, for... Probably go with a tag, since we had a singles match. Yeah, back to Brad and Norton. We'll probably go with... Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about New Japan is they hired a lot of not a lot of New Japan, they hired a lot of MMA guys. So, like, Katsumi Yasuda, they hired Willie Peters, and you saw Gregory. A lot of, like, MMA dudes, which is just kind of, which is fine. But now we're in, like, a kickboxer, like Nobuka Kakuta. So they have, like, legitimate, like, badass dudes thrown together with, like, actual, like, pro wrestlers. So it's kind of like a weird, obviously strong style. That is the idea of strong style. That was the idea, the root of it was showing off, like a mixed martial artist kind of feeling of like pro wrestling being the superior martial arts style, I guess. Which, as far as wrestling in itself, you could tell even now. Like if you look at all like the MMA champions, most of them, I think a majority, you could say just from UFC. You could go with Pride too, but mainly looking at the UFC, their entire history of the company, most of them have a wrestling background, or that is their dominant style is wrestling. That's gonna go 10 minutes. Then we'll probably have another singles match. This time it'll be Young Lion versus Established Guys. So we have Tomoe Honda. So he's gonna take on Azuka. Azuka's gonna beat him. I think he's considered recognizable. I hope he is. Kind of skimmed that. Yep, he is. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So Azuka gonna get the win there, obviously, and that is night 12. We'll run the show. Oh, too much time. I'll be damned. We'll cut down some of Crusher Bam Bam and Muto's time, I guess. Huh. Very odd. Yeah, we'll bump it down to 18. Alrighty. Let's run the show. 58 for the opener. Zuka beating Honda with the blockbuster hold in 10 minutes. Second at 58 at 62 for Brad and Norton against Yasuda and Kakuta, as Brad ran against beating Suda with a bridging cradle suplex. 56s for everybody in this match. As the definition of 50-50 there, as Yamasaki beating Gregory in 10 minutes. So you got a 57-52 for Gregory. We have to give Yamasaki his finishers. Hase beating Tatsumi Fujinami with the Northern Light suplex again. As Hiroshi Hase is really proving to be a hot commodity here. I know we booked him pretty well during the first All Japan series, so it makes sense. Gets booked well here as well. The Muda lock for Muto over Bam Bam. Again, this would probably be a moonsault, but that's okay. He gets the win though in 18 minutes. Outperforms it. Makes sense there. Then Tenryu beating Choshu with a floating powerbomb in 21 minutes. Another good win for Tenryu. Choshu still performing at that level as far as mid-60s. And Liger beating Chono with a shooting star press in 25 minutes. What a win for Liger. In the co-main, our main events in 84 as Big Van Vader with a Vader bomb over Shinya Hashimoto. You'll love to see it, and I forgot to pick a goddamn venue I just saw because we just ran a Chubu, just a generic venue. God damn it. Hate that, but we'll take a look at the standings now. As we are 12 nights in. So far, I think we've had a hell of a tournament. Hopefully, everything goes well. We shall see. As, we just have a couple more left. We just have 6 shows left. We just gotta get to the finish line. Hey, WrestleMania 10 happened, too. Let's see what happened. Oh, man. Warrior over Brett. That's tough. The Mega Powers are the tag champs. Though, a Mega Powers Legion of Doom match would be pretty awesome. Boss Man beats Michaels for the Intercontinental title. Taker beats the Mountie. I love how this Mr. Perfect IRS match was a 95. It was better than everything on the card. Yeah, 96 for Kurt Hennig, of course. Makes sense. Yep, Brett carrying Ultimate Warrior in the main event. I'm curious to see how Hogan and Savage are doing. In the mid-80s still? Yeah, Hawk's kind of going downhill, but fun match on paper, though. That's a fun idea. Don't like this Marty Jannetty, Jerry Sags match. The Cult of Gloom. Ric Flair and Rick Martel. That'd be a hell of a team, though, against Volkov and Virgil, though. Yeah, that's the worst team ever versus, like, one of the best teams you could put together. Yeah, like, that's so funny. Cause that, like, man, it's a miracle that match got an 82 because of Flair and Martel. Oh my, Brutus the fucking Barber Beefcake. And Brian Knobbs opening up WrestleMania 10. Metal Mayhem and the Berserker. Oh, it's Haku and someone. And, oh my god, and Warlord. Alright. That was pretty sick. Beverly Brothers and Bushwhackers on the pre-show. Whew. I'm curious how Boss Man did. Yeah, I figured he was going to get outperformed by Michaels. At least Taker won. Not a bad buy rate. 4.58, but hey, we do better shows than that. So fuck off, WrestleMania 10. Eat shit. So we'll take a look at the standings. As Block A, as far as the All Japan block, Kawada is leading. Hasn't been pinned yet. So far, he's been on a roll. As far as it's a huge momentum for him as far as to be able to not lose yet. He's got to take on Kinsuke Sasaki. He's got Norman and Stan Hansen left. So that Stan Hansen match could be very tricky. He's also Norman Smiley. Can't sleep on Norman. That could be a huge win for Norman Smiley. As Kenta Kobashi, Dr. Death with 9. So it's still not over. You know, those teams are only, or those two rather, as they're only as far as a match behind them. So it's not terrible. It's not completely over for him. Stan Hansen could make a lot of noise if he beats Kawada for sure. So I think that's a hell of a Final Four. As far as the top 4, that's a hell of a top 4. Albright with 7. Norman with 6. Then we have Taue and Jun Akiyama with 4, as Taue now obviously 2 straight wins for him. Terry Funk with 2. Sads, man. Kensuke Sasaki still hasn't won yet. Tough break for Kensuke, because he's done really well. He's just been, as far as it's hard to beat the best when you're still so early on in your career. As for Block B, what a, man, I mean, this is quite the final race here, because Vader, Tenryu, and Muto are in first with 8, and then Liger and Hashimoto with 7, so really, any of those, and even Chono with 6, and Hase with 6, a lot can still happen. Really, the only people that are kind of out of the race are Bam Bam, Choshu, and Fujinami. Other than that, anybody in that block can win. So that's going to be a hell of a final 3 shows for Shinya Hashimoto and company of New Japan. That should be exciting, though. I think we have had quite a fun finals lineup here, hopefully, if everything goes well. But on to night 13 we go. Alrighty, night 13, as, man, what a main event we have there with Norman and Kawada. What a fun, man, Norman Smiley and Toshiaki Kawada in a main event of a Champion Carnival Tour show. I mean, only in this series, ladies and gentlemen, my god. Oh my goodness, as, Kawada's gonna get the win now, but, it's just wild. But Taue and Hansen's probably the co-main. A good match. Taue's going to beat Stan Hansen, too. What a win for Akira Taue. Then Kobashi and Albright. How about Gary Albright beating Kenta Kobashi? That's a huge win for Albright. And, then probably Kensuke and Terry Funk. Terry Funk's going to beat Kensuke Sasaki. They're getting that win back. I don't know. Doc and Jun Akiyama, we could probably put that above it. But Doc's going to get the win there. Probably no surprise to a lot of people. But, yeah, that's going to really shake up as far as for Block A here. That's really going to make this, as far as Kawada and Doc, probably 1 and 2. Now that Hansen and Kobashi lose. Should be very interesting, though, how we finish out. But, yeah. Oh my god. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh my god. One Track Mind. One Track Mind is where I'm at right now. My god. Well, so there's an easy fix to this. But Terry Funk beats Kensuke Sasaki in 12:35 with a spinning toe hold. So luckily, luckily here, we can add some more matches to this. I cannot believe I just did that. Wow. As, talk about being on autopilot. So, let's have Damien and Vampiro team up. As they can take on the Fantastics of Jackie Fulton and Bobby Fulton. Give them about 10 minutes as, yeah, we'll have... I'm not sure who's going to outperform who, actually. We'll have Jackie beat Damien to be on the safe side of things. We know Bobby's going to outperform, I think, everybody in that match. You never know. So let's add a Young Lion matchup. So I think we're back to Yuji Nagata. Kind of forgot, we're all over the place. But yeah, Funaki, Yuji Nagata works for me. Funaki gonna get the win. Of course. That's the first time meeting as far as singles wise, so that's fun. And then we'll have tag match. Yeah, we'll go British Combat Club. Have them take on... I don't hate the Malenko Brothers match. I really don't. That's not a bad idea. Getting about 16. It's Regal over Joe Malenko. Luckily, we were able to back out of that screen, at least add a couple of matches to this card. So at least we get our 8 matches. They're just kind of in an odd order. But that's fine. We'll make it work. Alrighty. Now back to this. So, Funaki, Yuji Nagata. It's a 57. As Funaki with the Rising Sun in 9:34 over Yuji Nagata. 65 for Vampiro and Damien. Very close. But literally could have went either way. Probably should have stuck with Vampiro and Damien because they're a little fun team. A little fun passion project we got going on right now. But the Fantastics do get the win as Jackie Fulton the Fantastic flip over Damien in 9:55. A 79 for Regal and Johnny Smith against Joe and Dean Malenko. As, yeah, Joe Malenko, he's not going to be long for this world in all Japan, I don't think. It's just unfortunate for him, but it's the way she goes. It's an 80 for Doc and Jun Akiyama. Doc with the belly-to-belly suplex in 18 minutes. Good performance there from Dr. Death with an 85. Kenta Kobashi and Gary Albright, as Albright with the belly-to-belly suplex over Kobashi in 25 minutes. A 90 for Taue and Stan Hansen. A dynamic bomb for Taue in 26 minutes. What a win for Akira Taue. Then our main event, a 79. What the hell is Kawada beating Norman Smiley with the Kawada Crab again? God damn it. Fucking Stan Hansen and Taue should have been the main. But good performance though, nonetheless. Just is hard to top Taue and Stan Hansen, I guess. But we saved a what could have been a really bad, really bad problem as far as only running 5 matches. But luckily we were able to add a couple of matches there. And even that British Combat Club Malenko Brothers match was a 79. That wasn't bad at all. Not bad at all. We somehow get by that. That could have been really bad though. But on to night 14, as we're at the home stretch now. Every match matters, and this should be quite the final run here for the Champion Carnival. Alrighty, night 14, as we get a backstage incident. It's Joel Eaton, brought for Wrestlers Court, accused of moaning about stuff all the time, bumming us out, being a Debbie Downer, as the judge Stan Hansen found them guilty and sends up shut up or cheer up and buy drinks after the show. Small positive impact for Joel Eaton there. As main event, I do love a Kaiji Muto Jushin Liger main event. That is fun. And Muto's gonna beat Liger. Holy shit. What a win for Kaiji Muto. My god. Then probably Hase and Chono, the way that things have been going. Chono's going to beat Hase, though. It's a fun match. Then Vader and Tenryu. Tenryu's going to beat Vader in 27 minutes. I don't know about that. I don't know. Feel like maybe we could give Vader that win. Kind of look at the block here, just kind of see, because they're both tied. Of course, Muto now beating Liger jumps him up to 10. Yeah, that's interesting. That is very interesting. We'll see. Yeah, then probably Hashimoto and Fujinami. Hashimoto's gonna get the win in 23 minutes. Bump that down a little bit. Give it 20. And then Choshu and Bam Bam. Ricky Choshu beating Bam Bam Bigelow in 22 minutes. Would have never thought that. But there you go. That's a good win for Ricky Choshu nonetheless. So, steal the show match, or... Yeah, we have to have the steal the show match, but it doesn't have to be right here, I guess. Yeah, Joel Deaton, Tracy Smothers. Taken on... Trying to think what would be a... Yeah, I think we could go with that, Brad and Norton teaming. Little Gaijin tag match. Give the win to Scott Norton. He's gonna beat Smothers. Alright. Not sure what we're gonna do on time-wise, because, it's a bit outrageous. It's a bit one-sided, but we'll have El Samurai against Kento Shiga as the Young Lion match. Give him like 8 minutes. El Samurai get the win. Nice. Oh, no, we're good on time. We're totally good on time. So then we'll probably have a tag match, we either steal the show match, if we can. Thinking Takano Nagano versus... So, yeah, as far as... I do like a Sama Nishimura. And, now it's tough. It's tough, because there's... The New Japan roster, what I like about them is their juniors. But their heavyweights are kinda eh. Kinda eh. For the time being. We do have, as far as Akatoshi Saito could be used... Yeah, we'll just do Akatoshi Saito and Osamu Nishimura. Not the greatest steal the show match, but it helps give those guys a great opportunity, as George is going to beat Akatoshi Saito. Oh. Got to put it as a steal the show match. There we go. Hopefully it works out. I'm not that excited about it, but I think it'll work nonetheless. So yeah, we'll just run there. Run the show. 58 for the opener. El Samurai get the win with the Samurai Clutch in 7:32. Not bad. 59. As yeah, everybody in this match did pretty well, but Akatoshi Saito hurt the match a little bit. But Tombstone Piledriver, though, nonetheless, for George Takano getting the win there. As yeah, the Scott Norton Brad Rannigan's team outperforming the Tracy Smothers Joel Deaton team. That's great. As Norton's going to pin Tracy Smothers with the Flash Breaker. Yeah, we have to add them as a team. Brad Norton. Was Ricky Choshu's going to beat Bam Bam with the Lariat in 21 minutes. He does outperform. 63 for Choshu, 60 for Bam Bam. At least it gets a 68, though. I'm assuming that's because the announcing lifted the match. 70 for Fujinami and Hashimoto, as Shinya Hashimoto with a 69. I do not like that one goddamn bit. The heavyweight champion's got to do better than that. Stamina hurts him now. That is not good. Shinya Hashimoto, you have to have more stamina than that, buddy, if you're going to be the heavyweight champion. It's Tenryu. Invader, 79, 76, folding power bomb for Tenryu in 26:40. Good shit there. As I mean, beats Vader, outperforms Vader, so I think that's the right call for sure there. And Hase and Chono. Chono does outperform him by 1 point, but he gets the win nonetheless with the Deathlock STF in 23 minutes. Hell of a match, though. Hell of a match there. So we'll see what happens in the main. It's an 88. Kajimuto with the moonsault over Liger. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're talking about two guys on the Mount Rushmore of New Japan Pro Wrestling battling it out in a main event. That's going to work out 9 times out of 10. Unless they didn't have any chemistry or anything, which luckily they did. And yeah, or luckily they didn't have anything negative going on in the match. But yeah, I mean, that really the Champion Carnival stuff, it really helped us out as far as building wise. Everything was a little bit better each time, so at least it flowed like that a lot more cohesiveness, and I like to see that. I like having shows like that they flow like that. But yeah, no, we just have our final 4 shows as far as 15, 16, 17, and 18. We'll take a look at the standings after show 16 to see what it's looking like going into the final 2 shows of the blocks. And yeah, then we'll be ready for the Champion Carnival final show, which I really have no idea what the card's going to be. And we're only 5 shows away from that, so that's not a good sign. But we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. We got over 100 people on this goddamn roster. We'll make it work. Alright, night 15. So our final 4 shows here, and this is it. This is make or break time, and what a main event we have here with Stan Hansen and Toshiaki Kawada. I mean, that is a major match, and yeah, that's gonna be fun. And probably Doc and Smiley's probably the co-main. Yeah, we'll probably keep it at the Dreamies, so we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, Stan Hansen, Toshiaki Kawada, what a fucking match! And Kawada's gonna beat Stan Hansen. That's a tough one because Stan beat him last year, Kawada beat him the year before that. So again, we're coming into as far as needing that trilogy win. Well, actually, Kawada and Hansen, they already had the 3rd match with Kawada won the Champion Carnival last year. So we did have that as far as thinking maybe have Hansen beat him, but I think Kawada should get the win here. Honestly, 28 minutes should be a hell of a match. Co-main, Doc and Smiley. Doc's gonna beat him there. It's a fun match though, as far as between Doc and Smiley. That should go over really well. Then I guess Albright and Terry Funk. Is Albright's going to get the win there with Terry Funk? I don't know. Now I'm saying it out loud. I think Terry should win. Terry hasn't won in a hot minute. This would really help him out. Albright doesn't need the win, so there is that. Then Taue and Kensuke. Taue's going to be Kensuke Sasaki, 19 minutes. Then Jun Akiyama, Kenta Kobashi, running it back for the first time since the anniversary show back in September of '92. A long time coming, and Kobashi's going to beat him, of course, in 23 minutes. But, yeah, we'll need a steal the show match, and then we'll probably be good to go as far as everything else, obviously. So, as far as... see what we got here. Maybe a 6-man of Headhunter A with Damien and Vampiro. As, see what we got here. We could have them take on, as far as like Cactus. Yeah, I was thinking maybe Cactus and then maybe Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. I don't hate it, and I don't love it at the same time, but it's a fun little match. Nonetheless, as we're going to have Dean get the win. He's going to beat Damien. Yeah. Fun stuff. And then some undercard stuff. Taz hasn't been booked since February. Been a long time. We might have him and Gordy team. Which, again, another guy we haven't used in a while, Terry Gordy. Taz and Gordy taking on the team of... I think we're going to go with either the Can-Am Express or British Combat Club. I think we're going to go British Combat Club. Especially since, especially since we're doing Doc and Norman. This is perfect. Perfect, as, yeah, we'll give British Combat Club the win here, as Regal's going to be Taz. Fun match, though. Have we done it before? We have not. First time meeting. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and change the time. Make it a 2:30 show. And then we'll have a young line matchup. Probably Timon Honda. Oh no, Teoki hasn't been used in a while. Been a month. Would not be a bad idea. As, yeah, I mean, trying to think who'd be the perfect guy. Zaka's not a bad call. Mike Awesome, not a bad call. Yeah, we'll probably go Mike Awesome. That is night 15 in the books. As, we'll see how it shapes up here. Run the show. Fit 63 for the opener is a Gladiator with a 70. Awesome bomb for Mike Awesome. Good shit. Good shit there. 78 for Headhunter A with Vampiro and Damien against Dean, Chris, and Cactus. As Dean Link with the Texas Clover Leaf. Not a bad little match there. Not bad at all. It's weird. They probably shouldn't have teamed because, like, they're friends with Dory, and they team with Dory, so it doesn't make sense to have, you know, as far as with Terry turning on Dory. That doesn't make sense. As far as from that perspective. So, wish I didn't do that, but it was a fun team nonetheless. I was from during my 2000 rewatch, you know, as far as in kayfabe, Cactus was the one who brought him in. So that was fun to just kind of, I don't know why that was on my brain when I saw those guys. I was like, yeah, we could have them team. It'd be fun. Shouldn't have done it. Regal and Smith against Taz and Terry Gordy, as Terry Gordy with a 60. He got outperformed by both Regal and Johnny Smith, so that's not a great sign for Gordy, which that is about kind of where he started tailing off as far as performance-wise. It's around 95. But Regal, tapping out Taz with a Regal stretch, 16 minutes. 79 for Kenta Kobashi and Jun Akiyama. Brainbuster for Kobashi in 22 minutes. 79 again for Taue and Kinsuke, as Taue with a dynamic bomb over Kinsuke Sasaki in 19 minutes. 78 for Albright and Terry Funk, as Terry Funk with a pile driver over Gary Albright, so that's fun. 94 for Dr. Death and Norman Smiley, as Doc with a backdrop driver in 25 minutes. And a 99 for Stan Hansen and Tosha Kawada, as Hansen did outperform him. Hansen, Tosha Kawada gotta stop winning with that Kawada crap. That's killing me. Absolutely killing me. But what a show. A 99 and a 94 in the main and co-main. That might be the best Champion Carnival show we'll ever have. Because that was really fucking good. Yeah, that was... They got a treat there, the people at the Dreamies. As, yeah, now we'll take a look back at the New Japan block. As, then after the New Japan block is done and over with, we'll take a look at the standings as far as that show. Because that will be at, after day 16, night 16. So there we go. We'll be, then at the final two shows, the block side of things. But yeah, on to night 16. Alrighty, night 16, as, we'll see where we're gonna run. Maybe it's back to the Wakayama Correctional Gym. It is. As, yeah, we'll, as far as the main event goes, seems like Kaiji Muto and Masahiro Chono should be the main tag champs colliding, and Chono is gonna beat Kaiji Muto. That's a huge win at 28 minutes, so that's huge. As far as having Chono beat Kaiji Muto. Then we'll have Hashimoto against Hase. Hashimoto's going to beat Hase, so that's a big win for Hashimoto. Then probably, I mean, we got to do Vader and Bam Bam, of course, and it's going to be a draw, but it's not going to be a time of a draw. They're going to go out in the crowd and start brawling. And it goes to the outside, and it goes into the crowd. It turns into a big fucking ordeal. We're going to try to keep Vader strong there. Then Liger and Choshu. As Liger's going to beat Choshu. It's going to be set for Steal the Show. So it's a rematch there. And Choshu's not going to get his win back. So we're going to give that win to Liger because he's the man. And then Tenryu and Fujinami. What an upset. Out of nowhere. Tatsumi Fujinami upsetting Genichiro Tenryu. Yeah, Tenryu's a bit unhappy about that. Makes sense. We'll try to keep him strong though. Hey, he's cool with it. So, that is going to shape up the New Japan side very much so with some huge wins. Muto and Tenryu were in the lead going into this night, and they're going to both lose on night 16. So that's a tough break for those guys. We'll see if they can bounce back and maybe they'll end up winning the block. We shall see. As far as for night 16, I think the big thing here is start building. We're gonna have to start building for the final show, for the Grand Champion, the Grand Champion Carnival night. As really the big thing here is we added the team of Brad Ranigans and Scott Norton. We're gonna go with Flash and Smash. Wasn't really sure what to call as far as a nickname for Brad Ranigans, but Brad Smash Ranigans kind of sounds pretty fun. And plus, it goes well with Flash, so it just, it's kind of like an idea of Vicious and Delicious, but a lot more cooler. Maybe not cooler, but a lot more like, these guys are gonna kick the shit out of you, more so than anything. So they'll take on the team of. See what. No Fear is always a good option, so we'll probably go with that. 10 minutes. Scott Norton going to get the win over Takayama. There we go. So then we'll go as far as the Young Lion matchup. Probably go with Sayama against, I guess that will leave, I'm going to either go with Nagata, or even, I don't know how long it's been since Kentaro Shiga's had one. About the same time, so gonna win either way, but we're gonna go with Yuji Nagata. And Satoru Sayama. Great opportunity, though, for Nagata. Take on OG Tiger Mask. Can't beat that. Good stuff there. Then, probably go with another tag. It's, I guess the Kano Nagano, that just seems to be always our go-to here. And we can go Tenkoji, I guess. Could even go with the Blonde Crushers. I think we'll go with the Blonde Crushers, though. As, we'll give Johnny Ace a win here. Much deserved win. Hopefully his fractured cheekbones healed up. It has. So that should go over well. There we go. I think it's a pretty good show. All things considered. So 59 for the opener. Satoru Sayama with a headbutt. 937. Okay match. Just kind of, not the same level as we want it to be. 58 for Flash with Smash against No Fear. So Norton getting the win with the Brainbuster on Takayama. That is a sight to see. Getting a Brainbuster on a big-ass fucker like that. Then John Ace and Chris Candido against, as far as the Kano Nagano. Ace Crusher there for Johnny Ace in 10 minutes. Yeah, Johnny Ace and Candido, obviously the better team, getting the win. 71 again. It's Tenryu's upset, losing to Tatsumi Fujinami. It's Fujinami with the Dragon Suplex in 23-13. Tenryu's got to be fucking pissed. Got to be. As Liger and Choshu. Yeah, the reason why I didn't want to have another rubber match is because they didn't click the first time. Figured might as well just have Liger beat him again. It sucks, but it is what it is. At least we got over it. We're over the hump. It's a 73, though, for the double count out of Bam Bam and Vader. You love to see it. It's fun. I think we're going to build up to a All-Asia Tag Team title matchup of Bam Bam and Johnny Ace against Vader and Too Cold for the final show. I think that's a good call there for an All-Asia Tag Team title matchup. 75 for Hase and Hashimoto as the Jumping Spike DDT for Shinya Hashimoto over Hiroshi Hase in 22 minutes. Again, 69-66. Not a good sign for Shinya Hashimoto. The stamina really playing into a factor here. That is not a good sign. Not good at all. 82 for Chono in Muto, as Muto was the better guy. But Chono gets the one with the Yakuza kick in 28 minutes. Good stuff, though. Great wrestling. Great heat with good wrestling, rather. But fun main event. Wish it was a little bit better, but what can you do? As, not a bad show. It's just, really the Liger Choshu match kind of threw everything out of whack. But, Yeah, I think the Bam Bam Johnny Ace Vader Too Cold match should be fine for the final show, but I'm nervous about Hashimoto. That is not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. As we have big plans for him. But hopefully everything goes well. As far as, I don't know how to fix the stamina thing. I don't know if we should be like, hey, let's drop a couple of LBs. But that's Shinya Hashimoto, man. I kind of loved, like, Fat Elvis era Shinya Hashimoto. It's pretty great. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Now we got to look at the standings here. As, yeah, I mean, our final shows here. So for the New Japan and All Japan side of things, All Japan first, obviously, Kawada in the lead. Really, the only thing that would have to happen for him is, as far as by some miracle, if Kenta Kobashi were to tie him, and obviously that's not going to happen. So, depending on what happens, which he's going to take on a winless Kensuke Sasaki, either, nonetheless, it seems to be it's going to be a Toshiaki Kawada victory. Even if Stan Hansen and Steve Williams, as far as if Steve Williams beats Hansen, sure, that's going to be great, but you're not going to win the block because Kawada, has not lost ever. He's only had the draw. Hell of a round, Robin Turner, for that man, and Toshiaki Kawada obviously is focused on winning that again, back-to-back wins for him. And as the Triple Crown champ, that would be pretty massive. As for Kenta Kobashi, finishing with 11 so far, he's got Terry Funk, so could well finish with 13. St. Anton might not finish with 10, which is pretty nuts. Albright has more points than him. That just doesn't sit right with me for some reason. Matawe with 8. Yeah, I mean, he started off 0 for 4, now he's 4 and 4. A hell of a run for him. He could finish with 10 points. Never say never with that. And then Norman Smiley, he's taking on Jun Akiyama, could finish with 8 there. I like that block, though. Sure, it's not maybe as exciting finish as we're going to see from the New Japan side, but I'm, potentially there. 3 of the 4 pillars, as far as the pillars that are in this tournament, might very well finish with double-digit points, which is great to see. As for Block B, so you have a 4-man race. Tenryu with 10 still, Muto with 10 still, Chono now with 10, and Shinya Hashimoto with 11. Of course, comes down to basically Shinya Hashimoto, Masahiro Chono. Because, Shinya Hashimoto, he beat Tenryu, and he also he lost, to Kaiji Muto. So really, also, it does come down to Muto and Riki Choshu as well, as far as from that perspective. But if Hashimoto beats Chono, it really doesn't matter, because it's going to be 13, and Muto will only be able to finish with 12. But, Bam Bam has a good chance to finish with double digits. Liger is, I wouldn't say that, because Liger's going to take on Vader. So that's going to be tough for him. Choshu's taking on Muto, so he's looking to get 8. Fujinami looking to get 6, which I don't think is going to happen, because he's got to take on Vader. Or he's got to take on Bam Bam, rather, as him taking on Bam Bam. I'm sure Bam Bam's got a greetings from Asbury Park for him. Should be fun, though. I think it's a fun end to the tournament. And we'll see who's going to take on Toshiaki Kawada. Is it going to be champion versus champion? Is it going to be Kaiji Muto? As far as it's going to be champion versus champion, but it's not going to be heavyweight champion versus heavyweight champion. It'll be tag champ versus heavyweight champ. Also have, as far as Chono in there, and also Genichiro Tenryu. An absolute savage. One of the best that they have, for sure. So we'll see what happens to end out this 1995 Champion Carnival. Alrighty, nice 17 here as backstage incident. See what it is. Terry Gordy, Stan answers. Terry Gordy is brought for Wrestler's Court, accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab at the bar. As the judge, Stan Anson found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks right after the show. Not bad at all. So yeah, this comes down to, obviously, even let's just to see what happens with Stan Anson's Dr. Death. Stan Anson does beat him. So that's a tough break for Doc there. Because at least he could have held his head up high and been like, well, as far as, because they had the double DQ the first time, as far as Doc beat him last year, so now Hanson beats him this year. So 1-1-1 again in singles competition. But yeah, again, could have tied, at least maybe potentially tied Toshiaki Kawada. Now, that's out of the question for Stan Hansen and Steve Williams. Thanks to Stan Hansen as far as beating Steve Williams. As for Kenta Kobashi, he's going to beat Terry Funk, though. So there's that for Kenta Kobashi. And just for shits and gigs, let's see what Kensuke and Kawada. Yeah, Kawada's gonna beat him. So he's going on to the finals. The Triple Crown champ, having a hell of a run. Taue and Albright. Taue's gonna beat Albright, so he's gonna finish with 10 points. And then Jun Akiyama, Norman Smiley. Norman's gonna beat him or sentence for steal the show, mainly just for time's sake, really more than anything. Should be a hell of a show though, especially that main event. That main event should deliver in a big way. As far as really, yeah, I'm really thinking what we should do with Dean at that final show again. We're really thinking as far as should we have like as far as maybe potentially it is just the option. Maybe Ultimo Dragon. Maybe that is the time to do it. Because at least with because it's been a little bit as far as that goes. It's been since the October Giants series. Not a bad idea as far as that goes. It's been a little while since then, and obviously anytime those two have a match together, it's pretty magical. Pretty magical. I don't know. They're also, as far as because Dean's always beaten him besides the J Crown match, so maybe not. Yeah, I think we'll save that for another time, maybe. Yeah, that's tough. That is super tough. We could go with man, oh man. It's tough, as far as really thinking here, because I want to make it. I don't want to hot shot it, but now I've kind of waited too long to really build it organically, so it will kind of have to be a hot shotty angle. It could also be fun to maybe see Dean team with somebody to take on Chono and Muda for the tag team titles. That could be fun too. I don't know. Don't know. Nonetheless, though, Tiger Mask 3, Tsuyoshi Kikuchi, let's get them. Even though I know they're not going to go well as far as a team-wise, because it's going to be like bad chemistry, but because it's a tour show, I'll kind of blow on by it, not really think about it, but we'll have Dory and Joe be on the other side. As we'll have Kikuchi beat Dory Funk Jr. Not a bad match, but not a great match. And then we'll probably just go with Young Lion matches. Teokia and see what Orange Japan guy we can use. Yeah, we can go with Funaki again, but I feel like we've done that a lot. Johnny Smith's not a bad call either. Yeah, Eddie Gilbert. We haven't used Eddie Gilbert at all this tour. So, there we go. Get Eddie out there. Good stuff. Good stuff there. We could try, just to see what Headhunter and Vampiro can do as a team. Taking on... Yeah, they'll take on the Combat Club. 16 minutes. Regal over Vampiro. There we go. That is the show. Oh. Maybe not. We gotta cut some time. We'll probably cut some off this. Like that. And, yeah, we'll just have it be just like a 12-minute match now, I guess. Oh, sure it's open. There we go. Perfect. Right at 150. So, we'll have... trying to think where we should run this now. I guess the Hiroshima Sun Plazas, they're our only option. Or our best option. Night 17. Here we go. Eddie Gilbert beating Teokia with a hot shot in 10-20. Zach got a 57. 69 for Tsuyoshi Kikuchi and Tiger Mask 3 against Dory Funk Jr. and Joe Malenko. It's Kikuchi pinning Dory Funk Jr. in 10 minutes. So yeah, I mean, I forget what team it was that did not have great chemistry, but I guess it's not Kikuchi. Oh, it's Kikuchi and Junakiyama. That's what it is, yeah. So I should have done a little bit more, but that's okay. We'll make it work. There's a 62 for Headhunter A and Vampiro against Johnny Smith and Steve Regal. Broken fingers for Headhunter A, but a pretty solid little match here. As Vampiro and Headhunter A, low 60s. Johnny Smith and Steven Regal in the 70s. As Regal Plexo for Steven Regal, who looked excellent out there. So that's good stuff there. Not bad at all. And it was Regal who caused it. So way to go, Regal. As you fucking prick. As Norman Smiley beating Jun Akiyama with the Norman Conquest in 12:48. Hell of a performance though from Norman. As he's got nothing to be ashamed of. He had some great fucking matches with some tough guys in this Champion Carnival. Same thing for Taue here. Is started off slow, but it finishes with 10. It's Taue beating Albright with a dynamic bomb in 22 minutes. He outperforms Albright, which, no surprise. An 82 here for his Kawada with a diving back elbow over Kensuke Sasaki. Gets the win in 16 minutes. And it's a great win, though, for Toshiaki Kawada over Kensuke Sasaki. And a hell of a Champion Carnival for him. Kenta Kobashi beating Terry Funk with the Orange Crush. And that will mean our main event of 92 as Stan Hansen beats Steve Williams with the Larry. He does outperform him, and that's a hell of a match. But Kawada is your winner of Block A. And now we'll find out who he'll take on in the finals. In Block B for our final block night. Here's for night 18. Alrighty, block night 18 for Block B, and this is huge. This is absolutely huge. Winner of not only just so much going on, but, as far as the winners of the Hashimoto match, and then if Muto loses or wins, depending on what happens. So basically between Kaiji Muto, Riki Choshu, and Hashimoto and Chono, those are our big-time matches. So that will be the main, as far as for Shinya Hashimoto and Masahiro Chono. And Shinya Hashimoto will be getting the win in 22 minutes. It sucks about the stamina thing. Hopefully he gets that figured out. Yeah, but then with Muto and Choshu, Kaiji Muto's going to win. So, unfortunately for Kaiji Muto, even though he beats Riki Choshu since Shinya Hashimoto beat Masahiro Chono, it will be champion versus champion. And that is a tough break there. And then for Tenryu and Hase, how about Hiroshi Hase beating Genichiro Tenryu? So another upset. Poor Tenryu. Coming up short. He's still upset after putting him over. Vader and Liger. Vader, just the size difference there. Too much for Liger. Could not capitalize on that. But that's just a tough break there. And then Bam Bam's going to beat Fujinami. Which Fujinami was going to complain, but notice the intimidating sight of Bam Bam cracking his knuckles and glaring. So the 4 matches we have pre-booked so far for our final night of the Champion Carnival. And it's going to be, as far as, well, we'll just show it there because it's the notepad. As Kawada and Hashimoto, Champion Carnival Finals, of course. Then an All Japan IWGP Tag Team Title matchup. Kenta Kobashi, Tsuyoshi Kikuchi taking on Muto and Chono. All Asia Tag Team Title matchup we talked about, Bam Bam and Johnny Ace taking on, as far as Vader and Too Cold Scorpio for the All Asia Tag Team titles. We forgot to put the little C there. We'll do that now. And then Dean Malenko and Wild Pegasus taking on El Samurai and Jushin Thunder Liger in a tag match. We're also going to have a 6-man. It's going to be Inoki and 2 other guys with Baba and 2 other guys. We'll probably get the rest of the card lined up here shortly after we run this show. But that is what we have planned out so far. Really, the big thing here is, obviously champion versus champion, very huge. I think we're going to have, I was thinking of having, as far as having, Kawada show up and doing, the stare down, so maybe we do that. Toshiaki Kawada is here. As, that is massive, though. Champion versus champion, posing with the belts. It was, it's got to be done. We have to do it. It's a major chance to have champion versus champion. And we get to luckily for us, as far as being able to do it under the umbrella, having it, but have it be not for any championships, to be able to have that match where no titles at stake, but the champion carnival being at stake, it's a unique opportunity, and we couldn't pass that up. Just makes too much sense, But yeah, I think the big thing here is to trying to think of some matches to have. I was thinking Hayabusa, Firecat, Dragon, and Astro. Just something we've done time after time. Such a great little match that I just enjoy running anytime we're able to do it. As far as the last time we had Ultimate Dragon and Hayabusa, or Ultimate Dragon Super Astro rather, get the win. We'll probably do that here as well. Since, it's been a while since, obviously we've been able to run this match since Firecat left for New Japan. Now that he's back, he can't escape us now. Yeah, we'll have to be decisive. Nice. Nice. So we'll have Flash and Smash take on the team of... trying to think would be a fun... Oh, we also have Terry Funk and Cactus Jack. I didn't even really think about that as far as having Funk and Cactus. We could have some with Kobashi and Kikuchi to build them up since they're having the title match. As far as, maybe them and the Can-Am Express. Well, it's tough because we're low on time is kind of the big thing there. But we will have Flash and Smash against the Can-Am Express. It's a fun little match. As we'll have Doug Furnace get the win over Brad Ranigans. So we put a stop to the Flash and Smash winning ways, which, it just feels like that makes sense to kind of nip that in the butt while we can. And then a singles match to kick off the show as, we'll probably go with Masato Tanaka. As he'll be taking on... Oh, actually, we'll go with Kento Shiga. Maybe Timon Honda, now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, Timon Honda. Hasn't been used in a hot minute. We'll go with... Yeah, Brad Armstrong again. Ah, no, we just did that. Yeah, maybe Jun Akiyama. Double booking. Well, Jun Akiyama gets to work this night, too. After ending out his Champion Carnival streak, as far as being a part of the Champion Carnival. This should be a fun little match here. We'll see what we got. So yeah, it looks like we're back to the, at least back to the General Gymnasium here. Sellout show in Chubu. It's a 59 for Jun Akiyama and Timon Honda. It's the Risk Clutch Fisherman's Buster for Jun Akiyama in 1028. Getting the win there. 73 for the Can-Am Express versus Flash and Smash as German Suplex for Doug Furnace over Brad Ranigans. It just makes sense. 78 for Ultimate Dragon Super Astro against Hayabusa and Firecat. As the Astro Scissors for Super Astro over Firecat 937. Not bad at all. 68 for Bam Bam and Fujinami. Greetings from Asbury Park from Bam Bam there. One of the worst matches you'll see from this block. It makes sense, as far as it to be. We waited to the end of the tour, but Bam Bam beats, or Bam Bam Vader rather, beats Liger. So Liger's really off his game, and so that makes sense as far as Vader Bomb, though, squishing poor Liger for that Vader Bomb. I can only imagine. Couldn't pay me enough to take that bump. And Tenryu losing to Hase. Northern Light Suplex for Hase over Tenryu in 25 minutes. Hell of a match, though. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And then Muto over Choshu, which Muto's kind of getting a little... I think the stamina's hitting him too, and there's inconsistency. But Choshu's starting to decline physically, so yeah, just not really great for him. But there's Shinya Hashimoto, at least being back in the 70s here, as Hashimoto with a jumping spike DDT over Masahiro Chono in 21:44. Hell of a match there. And there's the stare down to end out the show. Kawada's here. Champion versus champion at the Champion Carnival Finals, the Grand Champion Night. My God. As we'll have so much more for that show. But it's going to be an 8-match show. We won't go back to the 10. I think we're going to stick with the 8. And, yeah, we have a major, major show, though, for sure. And that should be a lot of fun to see who wins out between the two champions and whatnot. And, yeah, I think we should have a pretty good show on our hands. We'll see what happens. Alrighty, so since we kind of went through the major matches, we won't go through the entire card. We'll just hop right in and get right down to it as this Grand Champion Carnival 1995, my God. As far as we tried to make this a big deal, and we'll see how it goes as far as the match-wise, but I think on paper, champion versus champion just makes sense to be the finals. My God, 66,000 people. If only. But only 42,000, of course, for the Tokyo Dome. We should be good to go, though. But for our main event, Toshiaki Kawada, Shinya Hashimoto, for the 1995 Champion Carnival. So, you see Shinya Hashimoto's going to win. There's also going to be, like, as far as TEW and Baba is out there, and Inoki, Muto, and Chono's out there. But then Masawa shows up. As far as during the entrance after Kawada and Hashimoto have done their entrances, he gets his own separate entrance. Spartan X hits, it's big pop, and he goes over to Kawada's corner, man. And this is not basically building to the story of this isn't about Masao and Kawada as far as what they've went through. Super Generation Army, Holy Demon Army. This is All Japan versus New Japan. That's the story. That's what is the focus. And with that match, we probably want a black cat because it's a little unfair. That'd be cool, though. That'd be a fun idea, but it's gonna be yeah, probably Koi Wada, and but yeah, that's a huge match in itself. And basically, afterwards, as the check and all the as far as we're dropping confetti, we got all the streamers are flying. Champion Carnival winner Shinya Hashimoto's joined by Inoki, and he's joined by, as far as his teammates and Chono and Muto, but as it's kind of Inoki grabs the microphone, it's just this is what it's all about. Being better than All Japan. You fans get to see what the superior product is, get to see what being the best is all about. We proved it tonight with our champion, Shinya Hashimoto, being the Champion Carnival winner. And Baba comes right back out as far as, helping out as far as Toshiaki Kawada and TEW and Masawa take him to the back. Baba grabs the microphone and says, you talk about, being the best. It's not just what happened this night. Main event, sure, Toshiaki Kawada fell short. Shinya Hashimoto was a better guy. But why don't we prove on a show who's the better promotion? What's the better brand of wrestling? Is it New Japan? Is it All Japan? Superpower Series. A 9-match card with nothing but All Japan versus New Japan talent. Whoever has the most wins is a superior brand. And the other brand is gone forever from All Japan Pro Wrestling. So, a big, big challenge laid out by Baba. Okay, thinks about it, kind of does the, as far as thinking with his chin, the gimmick is just as far as running his fingers through it, and through the jaw and the chin, just kind of really thinking, pantomiming it. Says you're on. Shakes his hand. We got a stipulation for the Superpower Series. And not only that, John Baba says, one more thing. Main event for Superpower Series. Hashimoto versus Kawada 2. Champion versus champion. Belts on the line. We'll find out who's going to be the best of the best. So there we have our main event figured out. All that jazz. And I think that's going to be a hell of a main event again. And to run it back so soon might be a bad idea, but I think for what we're trying to do, I think it makes sense. We'll see. We'll see though. So yeah, I guess star quality, I guess would make sense. So Champion Carnival, Fallout. That's what we'll call that, because a lot's going on. But yeah, I think that's a great story going ahead. And now for the rest of the card. Kobashi and Kikuchi against Chono and Muda. Chono and Muda get the win, as they're going to be Kikuchi and Kobashi. It was interesting going with this, because really Terry Funk and Cactus Jack, they beat Hanson and Spivey in a tag match at the Excite Series, so maybe they should have got this title match instead. But I love the story of All Japan versus New Japan. We can still do that match at the Super Power Series, though, so we'll probably do that. But Chono gets the win, and that's their first defense, at least of the All Japan tag team titles. And I forget how many defenses they've had the IWGP tag team titles. I guess we could take a quick look. Yeah, there's second defense for them, but obviously they've been a tremendous team, and it's been a hell of a run for them so far. As then the next title match, All Asia Tag Team title matchup, the Crushers of Destruction, Bam Bam and Johnny Ace are going to beat Too Cold and Big Van Vader. Quick turnaround for Vader and Too Cold Scorpio. Of course, they've only had the belts for almost 2 months now. Didn't have any successful defenses or anything. I think that's the first time, during the entire run that we've had a tag team not have a successful defense. I think this was the right time to do it. Quick change here to Bam Bam and Johnny Ace. I think they're a hell of a team and should be a fun tag team title match. Then we're going to have Miracle Vines Alliance versus Stan Hansen and Dan Spivey. Now, Spivey got hurt during a ECWA show. He strained his bicep, so that's going to affect them as far as moving forward. But this is basically give that win back to the Miracle Vines Alliance and to Doc specifically over Stan Hansen. So we'll do that as far as having that be the main, or not the main, but the finish, rather. So now, as far as that match was something that we added, but also now we could go with the El Samurai Jushin Liger, Dean Malenko Wild Pegasus match. Liger's going to beat Pegasus. Now, the idea here is to build Liger and Dean for the title at the Super Power Series. That's the idea there. So then Shiro, Kashinaka, Riki Choshu are going to take on Hiroshi Hase and Riki Sano. This is basically a New Japan tag match. Hase is going to beat Choshu there in 25 minutes. Give them a little bit more, too much time than I probably would have liked, but it is what it is. And Terry Funk, Cactus Jack, taking on Jun Akiyama and Tiger Mask 3. This is basically to give that win back from Terry Funk. We had this set as a Steal the Show match. We'll probably change that. We'll have it be a normal little, maybe 18 minutes. Maybe 20. Yeah, let's go 20. Why not? And then the opener is Inoki, Sayama, Fujinami against Baba, Taue, and Fuchi, as Taue's going to be Fujinami there in 20 minutes. As, yeah, you gotta love that, though. Gotta love when we're able to have, like, something like this where All Japan, New Japan, obviously Baba's going to be affected by that, but I think that's a good idea, though. I think that's a hell of an opener. Anytime we could do it, because I think the tag match we did at the Excite Series was okay, but this is definitely a lot better, for sure. Hopefully, though, we'll see exactly for sure. But I think the big thing to think about as far as looking ahead, as far as we want to have, like, it's going to be interesting with Bam Bam and Johnny Ace, because they're technically on different sides of the equation, because they're All Japan and New Japan guys. So we can't have an All Asia Tag Team title match on the final show, so that's fun. But, we'll figure something out, I'm sure, with the 9-match series and whatnot. Unless, tell them to pick a line in the sand. And as far as pick your team you want to be on. But also, Regal got hurt during a wing show. We finally signed an exclusive deal. I did not know that he was not on an exclusive deal. So, that sucks. But luckily, it's just a minor injury. As far as what I would like to see on this, maybe the Can-Am Express versus Ultimo Dragon Super Astro. Just go full tilt with it. Because we had the one match during the Tag League. Can-Am Express won. Probably give him a win again here, as Croppett's going to beat Astro. I'm not really sure what I want to do for the next pre-show matchup. Maybe a 6-man, go with the Tactical Technician Squad against... I really don't know, to be honest, as far as Yeah, really, not sure. Because it's got to be someone. There's got to be a group that it makes sense as far as stylistically speaking. So maybe Hayabusa, Firecat, and Jinsei Shinzaki. Don't hate it. I don't hate it. And we'll give Tanaka a win over Shinzaki. That's the card. That is the Grand Champion Carnival. The final night here. And or the final show of the episode. I love this card, though. We'll see how that main event does, but I think this is a great building block to where we're going to. It's kind of weird that the Champion Carnival, we're thinking ahead. We're talking about it, but that Superpower Series, that's a big idea to have a 9-match card, because we don't want to do 8 and we don't want to do 10 because we don't want it to be even as the idea. We want to have an odd number. So there's that to really determine who's going to be the best of the best. And so let's run the show. So the 6-man is a 78 for the first of 2 pre-show matches. Hayabusa and Shinichi Funaki, though, killing it. I'm excited for that fucking Super J-Cup. The 95 J-Cup's going to be sick as fuck with how well we're doing as far as with Hayabusa and Otani and, Fuchi and, like, all these guys. Firecat even, like, they're all, like, 60s, the 70s, and 80, of course, with Hayabusa, but Minoritaka with the more special number 2 over Jinsei Shinzaki. Makes sense. Having Jinsei Shinzaki take the fall there. It is wild to think that Ultimo Dragon or Super Astro outperformed the Can-Am Express, but they do here. And it was on 95. That's probably going to be the best pre-show matches we'll ever have. Scroffit tapping out Super Astro with the Cobra Clutch. Fantastic. Can't beat that. A 75 for the opener. Obviously, Baba sucked ass in this match. Everybody else in this match did pretty fucking good. It's Taue pinning Fujinami with a dynamic bomb. So basically, the New Japan team won the Excite Series. Makes sense the All Japan team wins here. And plus, it adds a little bit flavor to that. But Taue with an 89, it's really, really good. Fuchi also with a 75, really good stuff there. It's an 86 for Terry Funk and Cactus Jack against Tiger Mask 3 and Jun Akiyama. Good stuff here. It's Terry Funk with the pile driver over Jun Akiyama, mainly getting that win back after losing to Jun Akiyama. There's the idea. And 80 for Choshu and Shiro Kashinaka against Naoki Sano and Hiroshi Hase. Probably a terrible idea, but it ended up working out really, really well, because now we found out that Shiro Kashinaka and Riki Choshu, pretty good team. Hiroshi Hase and Naoki Sano, really good team as well. Both teams have excellent chemistry. Oh, well, one has excellent, one has good, but still. That's some good stuff. You can't really beat that. Naoki Sano's straining his bicep, though, was tough. Other than that, I'm pretty pleased with the results, especially from the Hase Naoki Sano team, because Naoki Sano's tremendous too. They'll probably be in the J Cup, so that's gonna be fun. But Hase with an 89, that's some great stuff. An 80 again for Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko against Jushin Thunder Liger and El Samurai. Liger with a 96, Dean Malenko with a 92. You can't really beat that. And that junior match is going to be fucking nuts. That might be a 99, honestly, when that match runs at the Superpower Series. That's going to be huge. Liger and Malenko for both the belts. And that's going to be huge. That could be a main event, to be honest. That could have been the main event. We could have that main event over Hashimoto, and we might do that, honestly. I'm not even bullshitting. I mean, that's not a bad idea. We got two of the best in the world, given the main event, compared to what Kawada and Hashimoto's going to do. I think that'd be fucking awesome. We'll see, though, as, Liger gets the win, the Brainbuster, though, in 12:40 fun. 12:44, rather. Easy for me to say, I guess. Wow. 99 for the tag match of Miracle Vines Alliance against Hanson and Spivey. These two teams have beaten the shit out of each other for years now, and they have another banger of a matchup here. Pretty goddamn close, though, especially with Spivey's injury. Was only a couple points difference between the two teams, and backdrop driver, though, for Doc over Hanson, and to get that win back, 196 for Doc and Hanson, but that's... You can't beat that. You can't beat that. 78, though, for the All-Asia Tag Team Title matchup, as Bam Bam and Johnny Ace beating the Vader, Too Cold Scorpio team. Too Cold and Vader, fun team, but felt like it was time to change, especially after Too Cold's injury. Just that broken forearm, it's tough to deal with. And, sometimes you just gotta change it up a little bit. Probably a bad idea, retrospectively thinking, because, they were at least a New Japan team, so at least you could have done a New Japan, All Asia Tag Team title matchup, but that's okay, though. I think with Crusher and Crusher Bam Bam and Johnny Ace, I think it's going to work out. I think it's still going to work out. 87 for the tag team title matchup, as Kobashi and Kikuchi lose to Muto and Chono. Hell of a team, though, in Muto and Chono. We just got to get them kind of in the right spot. Muto was off his game, hurt the match a little bit, but still, the right team won. But it was a hell of a match, though. Hell of a match. A Deathlock STF from Chono over Kikuchi, at least. That makes sense as far as Kikuchi taking the fall. At 97, though, that's a hell of a match. For sure. But it's not going to beat that Hanson Spivey Miracle Minds Alliance match. But we'll see how this main event goes. Very nervous about it. I don't know why I was nervous. It's a 98. And Shinya Hashimoto coming up short. Or Shinya Hashimoto, rather, beating Toshiaki Kawada with the Jumping Spike DDT. As he wins the Champion Carnival. And our newly crowned Triple Crown champ loses to the IWGP Heavyweight Champion at the finals of the Champion Carnival. How about that? But the layout has been set. The challenges have been laid out. And that's what we're going to get. Super Power Series. The biggest tour in the history of the company. Winner of the 9-match show will go on to be the only company left. It will not be a New Japan, All Japan. It will just be either All Japan or New Japan, depending on who wins out. Very exciting times. A 97, though, we'll gladly take that. So we had a 98, we had a 99, we had a 97, we had a 95 with a pre-show. Can't beat that. Can't beat that. They got a hell of a show here at the Tokyo Dome. I'm very, very happy at least Hashimoto. I think the stamina was really just affecting him because of the schedule. Once we kind of paced it out a little bit more, it helped out Hashimoto as far as ratings-wise. So that's nice to see. I was a little nervous. Because knowing what was ahead, I was just like, man, if he shits the bed in that main event, that is going to suck. But luckily, it all works out. Everything goes over pretty goddamn well, if I do say so myself. And, yeah, man, as far as now, we get the rematch, but for both belts. You get the Liger-Dean Malenko match. Listen, that match is going to be fucking incredible. The tag title match should be fun. With Muto and Chono against Terry Funk and Cactus Jack. Got a lot of good stuff, I think, on the horizon for this company. Whether it's an All Japan company or a New Japan company, we shall see. As, I'm trying to think who to put over here besides Hashimoto. I guess Kawada, because we're trying to build up the New Japan guys. Is kind of the idea. Because really, if we're being, I guess either Muto or Chono. We'll probably go Masi or Chono. We'll go with Chono, try to help him out. We probably should have, with Stan Hansen and Dr. Death, but, those guys, they've been a part of the company, obviously, since the beginning of the save. But, yeah, that was a fun Champion Carnival for sure. I think that's a one that you'll remember for a while as far as thinking ahead once we're in the once we make it to the end of the series. Definitely be looking back and being like, yeah, that 95 Champion Carnival, that was a big one. That one made sense as far as for that to be the finals. Hopefully, everything goes well with the Super Power Series. Hopefully nobody gets hurt or anything like that, and we'll have another phenomenal tour. We shall see, though. A lot to... starts it's a couple of months, or not a couple of months, a couple of weeks away. So luckily the guys that were a part of that Champion Carnival, they'll be able to rest up and hopefully have a hell of a tour here for episode 26. But thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.